21-12670. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, September 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 101. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal at 9 a.m., and Chef Michael Johnson joins the show for a new edition of Munchies at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz at Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome in. Another day of OTB. What a day it is, because the NFL is back today. Yes. Love to see it. Thursday night football back. Week 2 of college football. Week 1 of the league. Saints Titans on Sunday. What a time to be alive as we are officially in it. What's up, boys? How are we feeling today on this NFL opening day?
I'm feeling great. I do have one kind of negative thing to start the day with.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. I know. But look, we have 9 months, right? 9 months when you don't have LSU football. And instead of in that 9-month period fixing Nicholson, they just decided, hey, we're going to wait. Hey, let's brainstorm this. Let's wait. Let's wait until the opening week of LSU football, the first home game, and then let's tear up the entrance of Nicholson into Tiger Stadium and completely redo it.
With all the students back now.
With all the students back. Let's don't do it 9 months before. Let's just go ahead and wait until the LSU opening home game.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, they're never ready by Saturday, right? That's what you're saying.
I mean, what? You do it now?
So yeah. I never take it. I don't actually know what's going on. I don't know what you're all talking about.
They love doing stuff like that. As someone who lives off of Nicholson, I feel you, Hester.
So what are they doing, I'm saying?
Just like completely.
So they basically tore up all the pavement. They're
it's like they rubbed it down to the nubs.
And it looks like they're maybe widening it a little bit too. I don't know.
Okay.
They started it.
It's a good idea. They should do that.
In
Kind of
February.
when LSU did like fall practice is when they started it. So.
Well, the side going south, the north side was yesterday.
Yeah. The north side was yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, look, you know what? Maybe a lot less people are going to go to the game this weekend anyway now. So maybe it all works out. I don't know. That sucks. What does not suck, though, is NFL game day finally being back. We got Chiefs-Lions tonight. Again, Saints going to take the field on Sunday. A Saints team that all of a sudden, has a lot of juice to it. A lot of good vibes around it. A lot of Derek Carr belief going down. Even though we got some interesting news yesterday as Jake Haener suspended for the first 6 games of the season for failing a banned substance test. Now, Haener online, said, look, I have no idea what I was taking or where this came from, and obviously he's going to try to trace it back and figure it out.
Well, now the photo shoot feels tainted.
I was going to say that it's really, you see the Derek Carr pictures, and I think Derek Carr just made Haener switch samples with him, right? Like I think he just bullied Haener into hey, man, I got tested, you got tested. Let's do a little switcheroo.
Yeah.
And look, you're a rookie, okay? I'll take care of you. Don't worry. I got you on the back end.
I would like to kind of piggyback on this and have some fun with it, but as you know, T-Bob, you want to talk about one of the more uncomfortable situations in your life, it's an NFL drug test.
Yeah. So to be clear, switching samples is actually impossible. Because you drop your pants to your ankles, you lift up your shirt under your chin, and the person, hands on the knees, sits there and just stares at you.
A lot of bird watching.
At you, not your face.
Yeah.
At your genitals while you're peeing into the cup. Like, it is so uncomfortable.
Yes.
The first time I did it, I had to drink so much water to be able to even go to the bathroom. Like, I had to over drink just because it was. And I don't have stage fright. I've never like been a shy urinator. But then again, I've never had someone be that into my process of urination. So no, even though Derek Carr is jacked and awesome looking, I don't think he made Jake Haener. Well, I mean, switch samples.
Thad Castle found a way around drug tests with oil changes. So,
what Blue Mountain State reference is this? What's going on?
Okay.
the oil changes. I can't talk about it.
Is that taking the urine out and then injecting fresh urine in? Because Latimer did that in the program. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he-
show some respect. He did
yeah.
that a long time ago.
And he kept it in the urinal as well.
Yeah.
Had a predetermined location. Yeah.
Pretty smart play by Latimer,
Like,
actually.
if they're going to let you go in there, why not?
I did see a picture of Latimer this morning saying game day, and that got me excited because it is indeed GMFT, baby. Let's go Chiefs-Lions tonight. I was thinking of things I'm excited about. I'm excited about hearing Chris Collinsworth's voice again. It is going to be NBC, right? I guess I didn't even look it up. I'm just assuming.
Thursday night,
I always feel like the opening night game is always NBC.
Well, then it's now like Amazon Prime as well.
Well,
isn't it?
Thursday night football is, but is the first game technically
I don't
Thursday
know.
night football? I don't know.
NBC.
It is NBC. That's what I thought. It seems like it always is. So I'm excited to hear Collinsworth's
It means
voice.
we get a slide in.
And football.
Yes, so we'll get a slide in.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Jared Goff versus Pat Mahomes. I mean, Pat Mahomes is always fun. Jared Goff is sneaky fun. I'm excited to play a little DraftKings, $1 fantasy single game. Get some cheering interest kind of going.
Yeah.
Watch yourself lose or fall versus the thousands of others that are in there. Maybe if you're a bit more ambitious, you do what Jake does and you play, the less populated but way bigger payday and easier to win higher pools. What do you generally do? Like a $15 one?
Oh, at least.
$20 one? Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a little juice.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can even create your own room. You can create it. You set it. How many people can be in it?
Oh, really? I didn't know
It's
that.
a style of game, yeah.
I'm excited to do some same game parlays. I'm excited to grill a steak. I'm excited to drink some Coors Light. And I'm excited for the boys' group texts because they're all going to be popping off tonight. It's going to be a very fun night, man. What are y'all looking forward to?
I mean, same situation. Everything you said, all the matchups that you said. Dan Campbell biting kneecaps on the sideline. I'm always here for that. Jack Campbell playing middle linebacker for the Lions. He feels like he was born to be a Detroit Lion for Dan Campbell. Sam Laporta, a couple of Iowa fellas feel like they should be on the squad with Dan Campbell. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to some rookies. And Kansas City for them, who's going to be the target. Certainly if Kelsey can't go, who's going to be the target for Mahomes, because they still got some guys that have to go out there and prove it.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. I mean, maybe Kelsey not going would be the straw that breaks the camel back, but I also think back to last year, and you remember a whole lot of victory lapping over Tyreek Hill being out, and maybe like just a shade of mortality that Mahomes showed early last year, and everybody was like, "Oh, they need a Tyreek. It's done, dude."
I think even Tyreek thought they needed Tyreek.
Well, it looked like because the Dolphins were hot there for a minute. What about you boys? What are y'all looking forward to?
Oh, I'm looking forward to see if the Lions are really about that life. Like they're really hyped up coming into the season, and they had a good finish to last year. They won like 7 out of their last 8. I get it, but I have questions about their defense. Like they have good players on that unit, Hutchinson and Rodriguez and others, but I don't know if the Lions are as good as people really think they are. I'm curious to see how they stack up against the Chiefs.
No Chris Jones, which is going to help immensely for Detroit. Anytime Chris Jones is not playing, the other team automatically gets a little gets bandied up a little bit. What about you, Taylor? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to you talking about your fantasy team. I know you're really excited about that. You had it yesterday. You even have it in the document here. I know you're just giddy about it. As far as the Chiefs pass catchers go, Sky Moore, in my opinion, is going to be the guy to watch tonight.
Okay.
I think Jake actually took him in fantasy football.
Okay.
No, he was a guy that, as a rookie coming out last year, they wanted to get involved. Had some injuries early. Yeah. Kind of a disappointing year one, but he's kind of been their wide receiver one.
At the end of the year, did make some plays, though.
Yeah, and that kind of makes him the 2 behind Kelsey. But with Kelsey out, watch Sky Moore. He can make some plays tonight.
Any relation to Lance?
I don't know. No idea.
Yeah, I guess you must have read the document because I have a lot of things that I'm excited about. Things I'm not excited about hearing about your fantasy team. So I don't need to hear it. I do not need to hear that you had Sky Moore when he scored tonight. So just
I don't have him. Jake has him.
I have him.
This is I know. This is a general you. This is for everybody listening. It's a public service announcement.
I never would have done it before, but now it's gonna. Every group chat that you and I are a part of together.
I was gonna say
that didn't even cross my mind. I see it in the document. I'm like, well, I have to mention it.
A lot of y'all are gonna type out that message tonight, and I'm just here to tell you, no one wants you to send it. Maybe in the actual fantasy group, it has some place or relevance.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure, maybe. Big maybe.
That's a soft maybe.
The softest of maybes. But yeah, man, I can't wait. There's just something, and whatever. I know it's going to be like 100 degrees by this afternoon, but it was like 70 this morning, and it's like NFL game day. And again, I'm just thinking about steaks and beers and watching out of the house, kind of kids run around. And this is one of those days where life just feels good. And look, you got a Saints team that I'm very excited to see on Sunday, and an LSU team that this is time to get in the lab, as the kids say. Okay, like this is an opportunity here against Grambling this weekend. One that probably won't be around for many more years. At least I hope not, and it probably should not be, right? In that, as TV continues their hostile takeover, like it's funny because off air yesterday, I was talking with our producer on Snaps about just how I was really disappointed in the week 2 schedule again for college football. Like it should be better, right? And he's like, well, why do you think TV took over college football? Like, why do you think they did this hostile takeover? Mm-hmm. Because they are trying to force better matchups every single week. And so in the future, you may not be able to follow up a bad game in which you have a ton to work on with the Grambling, right? Yep. You might have like a Penn State or something the next week. So take advantage of this. And I would, spectator, I would rather Penn State. But if I'm that team, I have so much to work on, and I'm trying to ease in Mason Smith. Like, I am very happy with this opportunity to work on me and try to get me right this weekend.
Yeah, we disagree on the week 2 schedule, but I certainly understand what you're saying from LSU perspective. And Grambling being the opponent.
There should be more ranked unranked matchups. It's crazy if you don't think so. Should be.
Because early in the season, though, a lot of it is where did they predict you to be as far as ranked on ranked matchups. I think there's some of these games that could be ranked on ranked matchups if you just ranked after week number 1. We don't have that, unfortunately, but there are some that do intrigue me, but not this one. That's going to be.
You're saying Nebraska should be ranked. I agree. They'll great against Minnesota.
It's going to be taking place across the street here. Like 2024, though, even, it does go up for LSU. We've talked about it. You open up with USC. Now you have Nichols coming back the second week, but then it's UCLA at home. Yeah. And it's South Alabama at home, who is a solid Sun Belt football team, double-digit wins. We've talked about that with Tulane. So it gets a little bit better. But, eventually, I think the Nichols game goes away. A South Alabama game is going to be like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And, again, that's a bowl team, 10-win team, and that's going to be the bare minimum, it feels like, moving forward. So you're going to, and when we say this, it's not trying to be disrespectful to any FCS school or any Group of 5 school. It's just those games, as a player, never move the needle. Mm-hmm. As a fan, they don't move the needle. They're family games. That's about all they're good for. Like this weekend, I'm taking the whole crew out there. Like that's what they're good for.
They're good for mid-level teams that are trying to get to 6 wins to be eligible for a bowl game.
Yeah,
and
which you should never be.
And I'm sure coaches enjoy them because even though they do incur some injury risk, like I'm sure LSU is actually happy to have this game this weekend so they can work on all the things. It's very much we can focus more on us and maybe not as much on having to game plan the opponent. And so
I just don't know if they're ever going. Maybe they do go away, T, but is it 2030 by the time those games
look,
go
it's
away?
probably a farther way out. I feel more sure than ever that we're actually eventually I don't know if we ever get to relegation, but I do feel like we're going to essentially have a breakaway CFB Premier League. Yeah, like I feel like that's inevitable.
2025, right now, LSU has at Clemson, Louisiana Tech at home, Western Kentucky at home. If you go to 26, the only game scheduled right now is Clemson at home.
Well, yeah, and things could change, right? Like, Georgia and Oklahoma are supposed to be playing this weekend.
Yeah.
But because of the conference shift, they're not. So,
man. Love to see that one after Oklahoma scores 73 points, doesn't give up any, and makes a coach cry on the sideline, and then going against UGA. Yeah, would have loved to seen that one. And we can't get it because they're going to be in the SEC, but Texas and Alabama are playing each other too. And I know you're like, well, it wouldn't be fair. You wouldn't have a home and home. Put it in a neutral site.
It's really dumb. But that's whatever. The point is, I don't, even though as a spectator, you have to be a real LSU football nerd to care about this weekend, but that's great because I am an LSU football nerd, and I'm hyped, and there's a ton to watch this weekend, not the least of which is Mason Smith in Tiger Stadium for the first time in 2 years, y'all. So we'll break all of this down and more. Look, what are you most excited about here on this NFL Thursday? Let us know. YouTube.com/@1045ESPN, the Value Forward YouTube chat. And we'll be back after this with more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Go to that website, man, and get that real Toyota service real fast. You can explore some of the deals that they got going on all the time. You can find your next Toyota. You can actually custom order your next Toyota with All-Star Express right there on the site if you want. It's a great resource to kind of start your journey, right? But maybe you're like me and the idea of kind of, and I know I'm old here maybe, but like the idea of just buying a car online sight unseen feels a little crazy. Well, go see All-Star off of Airline. Get to know the people there, right? Because they're going to make you comfortable. You can test drive vehicles. You get an idea of exactly what you're looking for from a price and luxury standpoint. The bottom line is your next vehicle is at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
It is, and it can be a new vehicle. It can be a vehicle that you're leasing. It can be a rental, but the full fleet is available in all those processes that we just gave you. So check it out online, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Start your day with news and newsmakers. Start your day with traffic, weather, and local stories that are important to you. Kickstart your day every day. Mornings with Brian Haldane from 6 to 9 a.m. Weekdays on Talk 107.3.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Charles Hannegriff, join us from the brand new Town Square Pizza for Thursday's edition of Live at Lunch. Dwayne Colucci is with us. Matt Humans and Paul Nolan makes his return to the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Maria, Maria, she remind me of a West Side Story, growing up in Spanish Harlem. She living a life just like a movie star.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. TF Jake Martin Taylor hanging out with you today. NFL. It's back in action. Very excited for tonight. Few different things we could talk about here. Real quick, we don't spend a ton of time here, but take a bow, Coach Kim Mulkey. In case you missed it, you probably didn't, as it's actually on the landing page of ESPN.com right now. Yep. But Coach Kim Mulkey with the richest contract in women's basketball history, as Coach Mulkey was awarded a 10-year, $32 million deal. Now, the total value of that is the largest ever. And she's now, her, Gino, and Dawn Staley all make about $3 million a year. So well-deserved and well-earned by all of them. And we saw the Coach Mulkey transformation firsthand. It was unreal. Just unreal to witness. So take a bow, Coach Mulkey. Well-deserved.
Absolutely. Now you know she's going to be here for 10 years, and that goes a long way when you're recruiting, when you're trying to get things built, knowing you're going to be here for a decade, and the people that are going to give you the things to build the things know you're going to be here for a decade. Not that she was ever going to go anywhere, but still deserves this contract wholeheartedly, and very excited for it because now with Jay Johnson, what he's doing, and with Kim Mulkey, what she did last year, 2 national championship coaches, going to be here for a long time. It always brings excitement now in the springtime, knowing you're going to have a great product out there on the field and court.
It does make you wonder, how much did Jay Johnson make before this? Because
before he got to LSU?
No, at LSU. What's his contract at LSU? Baseball contracts are weird. I don't have as much just surface level knowledge. I remember Coach Mulkey already making $2 million, come over here because, you had to hire away a national championship winning coach, right? You weren't necessarily, you were hiring away Jay in some ways, but not to the extent that you were Coach Mulkey, right?
Already set to earn $1.25 million to lead the LSU baseball program this season. Jay Johnson will pick up some extra money for taking the Tigers to the College World Series.
Yeah, so obviously he gets his bonuses, but this also makes me think that a long-term deal locking him up to a very nice number is probably in the works as well.
He signed a 5-year deal in 2021. So, and the contract included a clause to increase the yearly salary by $50,000 annually through 2025. And yes, the bonuses, it says them, it mentions them, but it does not say exactly how much the bonus was. But I would expect him to get a new contract pretty soon.
Did
Probably this offseason.
Did Burrow get a deal done? Is that what Chad is saying, or are these just rumors?
He's close to. They haven't gotten it done yet, I don't think.
5 years, $53 million a year, $265, all of which guaranteed potentially is what Mark Cumby in the chat is saying. We will keep an eye on that. Good day for people getting paid.
Yes, deservingly so too.
Nick Bosa will be playing for San Francisco come Sunday as he is the highest. And I love a good vet holdout through the end of camp, Like, it just timed it perfectly. No BS. I know they don't do 2-a-days anymore, but, no preseason, no meetings. I'm good enough where I'm going to show up and I'm just going to play on Sunday.
And there's like 3 guys on every team, and that might be a high number, but it feels like maybe 3 on every team that can do that, and it's always so impressive to me. We had Marcus McNeil, who is a left tackle. A lot of you will remember him from Auburn, and same situation. He just hold out, show up, baller. Vincent Jackson, hold out, show up, baller. I'm like,
I always remember growing up reading about Walter Jones, the old Seahawks left tackle, who was notorious for this. And I always felt so bad for whoever the guy was taking the left tackle reps all of camp. Because you're just a dead man walking. Like, he's coming back, and you might not even make the team. I mean, you probably will if you're the starting left tackle, but the guys who are taking the 2 reps definitely ain't.
No.
I mean, he ain't making the team. You are literally just a body because Walter Jones doesn't want to be there and waste his time with practice. And he's a Hall of Famer, and he was awesome. He also never did squats. He would just push cars.
Okay, well, that worked. That dog a hunt. We had a guy, that same situation, Marcus McNeil was our left tackle. Brandon Dombrowski out of San Diego State was the guy that was filling in, and you would hear him talk. He's like, yeah, I mean, even when Matt comes back, like, I've played pretty well, like, maybe, and we're like, oh.
It's like when the guys talk about his
10 of those guys walking this earth. He's going to play.
Everybody knows that his girlfriend's been cheating on him, but he seems to be the only one that doesn't know, and he's talking about it, and everybody's just like,
talking about like getting married, asking the question, moving in together.
Someone's got to say something to him, but nobody wants to be the one to have to break the uncomfortable truth.
I will say Phil was really good about now Dombro. He's like, look, you got a spot on this team. Like, you're going to help us out, but Big Mac's going to play when he comes back.
Yeah. So Nick Bosa, though, highest paid defensive player, highest paid non-quarterback ever. 5, again, proving affecting the pass. This is one of the reasons why the Harold Perkins stuff is a bit confusing to me. This insistence on him wanting to be an inside linebacker. I know some will tell you it's because of his size and that maybe off-ball linebacker role makes more sense for him on the NFL level than a pure pass rusher. And others say, oh, what about Micah Parsons? Say, oh, well, Micah Parsons is like 2 inches taller. Whatever. But, like, you want to make money? It's getting after the quarterback that does it. Nothing else. Like who makes the most money in the league? The quarterback themselves? The people who affect the quarterback the most? Your pass rushers first, then cornerbacks, and the people who protect the quarterback, the left tackle. Like, this is just how the game works. So Nick Bosa, though, highest paid defensive player, 5-year, $170 million, $122.5 guaranteed, which I thought this was hilarious. Joey Bosa got $102 guaranteed. How badass do you have to be as brothers where you get to flex on your brother because you both got $100 million guaranteed, but you got 20 more? I mean, that's an insane combination there. And he beats out Aaron Donald's 31.7 annually, as Bosa will make 34 per year now.
Woo, man. I mean, those family vacations must be nice.
Son, damn.
Just go ahead and go rent an island.
They're going to Dubai
Buy
at this
an
point,
island.
you know? Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Taylor,
Hey, how about that, though, real quick before we move on from the Bosas? To be that talented at the same position and come from the same gene pool.
Makes no sense.
What?
So I got a dumb question, though. I remember Joey at Ohio State. Where did Nick go again?
Ohio State.
Yeah, he did go
they
to Ohio
both
State
went
as
to
well.
Ohio
Okay.
State.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was like one of those situations where he had gone to a smaller school.
They are bros.
Like
not even
bros.
like them, but meathead bros.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was one of the funniest clips from last football season was us all learning how kind of oddly chill Nick Bosa is on the football field. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
When I was like, I just want to get after the quarterback, man. It's really hard. You know? I just want to get some sacks.
And then we remember Joey being like him just blowing up on the Jaguars game and just completely imploding. And he got a penalty and for walking away, which they teach you to do, and saying something to the referee. Remember, it cost the Chargers the playoff game.
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah.
Taylor, congrats, because Micah Parsons is next. So how are you going to pay him?
How am I going to pay him? I'm not going to pay him.
Yeah,
Jerry Jones is going to have to figure out
how are they going to figure that out though? Because he's going to have to be. Bosa,
they're
right?
not paying anyone, so you might as well pay Micah Parsons. Like, you got rid of Dalton Schultz because they said we can't pay Dalton Schultz and Tony Pollard. So you get rid of Dalton Schultz, and they're like, we're just going to franchise tag Tony Pollard. They got money to go around.
Nobody's ever been more upset about the loss of Dalton Schultz than Taylor is. It's probably
only because
time.
The tight end room's not good right now.
That's the difference. Look, don't worry, baby. We got Dak. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You're right. That alleviates all my concerns.
It should.
Yeah.
It should. All right. So money talks. Okay. Congratulations to Bosa. Chris Jones got to be somewhere in line trying to get his deal done as well. Coming up next, let's talk Saints Titans. Looking forward to this Sunday in the Dome. I know a lot of people cannot wait. I'm there as well. Coming up next, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, I'm happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded. Because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crest Pro Health Reality Checkup. That grime is the buildup of plaque bacteria that can cause cavities in just months. You need to switch to Crest Pro Health. While most toothpaste stop working in minutes, Crest Pro Health's antibacterial fluoride protects for up to 12 hours to stop cavities before they start. So pick some up on the way home. Smile. Crest has you covered.
After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
It's on. Join me for the Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Luke Johnson talking black and gold, my NFL predictions, and Nick Suss on the Tennessee Titans. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Can we just talk? Can we just talk? Talk about where we're going before we get lost. Let me our thoughts. Can't get what we want without knowing. I've never felt like this before.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. My number in. How many teams have given a player mega contract like Bosa then not been relevant in the title chase the next few years? I would say a lot. I don't know. We'd have to. I mean, hasn't Patrick Mahomes kind of proven this wrong already? Like,
yeah.
What's he talking? Is he talking non-quarterback or just one player that got that much money?
Well, because it's used to be the line just with quarterbacks.
Yeah,
now,
but I don't think that when you pay an offensive lineman, like the casual fan, I'm not calling this, chat member a casual fan, but like you don't even notice that your left tackle got paid a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Or a team that you don't really follow, their left tackle got paid like top 5 money.
I mean, I wonder. I'm sure there's somebody out there that we're missing off the top of our head that paid like a big mega contract defensively and ended up winning.
Well, Aaron Donald got paid right before the Super Bowl, didn't he?
So I couldn't remember if that was before or after.
I was right there. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
That's what I was trying to think as well.
Pretty sure it was before. Maybe not the year right before.
I thought it was before as well.
Might have been the
Then
year.
they paid Stafford all the money.
I mean, I would just say this. My only problem with takes like this is like, if it was that obvious, then why are teams paying him?
Yeah.
Like if it was just, if we do this, we're not going to win. Well, then why would anybody whose entire job is to look at should we pay this guy or not? Like if it was that obvious, why would anybody pay him? Yeah. And so no, I mean, look, you have a beast. The market dictates what you got to pay him. And now you ideally have somebody like Kai Harley for New Orleans, or even though that's catching on kind of around the league, like there's ways to manipulate these things to make these contracts more palatable. Even the Mahomes contract is interesting in that it's a mega contract, but it's kind of built to rise alongside the cap, and it's just got a lot of little nuances that I don't fully understand that allow it to not take up too much of a percentage of the cap. But yeah, I mean, if you don't pay Nick Bosa, somebody's going to. You know,
they paid Fred Warner as well. San Francisco did.
Yeah,
I mean he got 5 years, $95 million, 40 guaranteed.
There you go.
He's one of the top inside linebackers. He might be the top. Now Roquan Smith's the only other inside linebacker that got more money than he did. So the top paid is now Nick Bosa. I didn't even know this as a Chargers fan. Before that, it was Khalil Mack. Not off what the Chargers gave him, but
the Bears. Was it the Bears that would have paid Khalil?
He went over from the
Raiders and the Bears, yeah.
Yeah. Was he? Which one was he first?
The Raiders.
Yeah.
Raiders
so
first.
From the Bears to the Chargers, he got $90 million guaranteed. So the Chargers have the number 2 and 3 highest paid defenders in the league with Mack and Bosa. Both edge guys. You better get up to the quarterback.
Here we go, boys. The group texts are starting. Just got a message. It's effing game day, boys. The Shield is back. That's right. The Shield is back, and it will be back in the Dome this Sunday. Saints-Titans. Some Saints-Titans notes here. Okay. I didn't realize this. Shout out to the Saints media guide. And a nice little inverse of LSU.
Yes.
After 5 consecutive years of losing the season opener, 2014 to 2018, the Saints have won their last 4. Okay.
All right.
Dennis Allen, 1-3 in his career as a head coach in opening games, but obviously that win coming last year with our main Jameis Winston memory that we'll always have. That fourth quarter against the Falcons. Not our one, though.
Y'all don't bring it up often.
We still have dancing in the locker room. We still have the start from the year before, which was excellent, beating Tampa Bay and everything. But I'll be damned if that fourth quarter last year wasn't a ton of fun.
Hell yeah.
I mean, what, would you rather lose to the Falcons, Jake?
No, it is like
Would
that.
you rather lose
Y'all
to the
bring
Falcons,
up that
Taylor?
fourth quarter more than any other game, moment, quarter that we bring up here on this
Yeah,
show.
because last year
Like,
sucked.
Just go ahead.
fourth quarter or Peyton Turner's
I was about to say, go
blocked
ahead,
field
Mario.
goal.
Yes.
Find me,
Yeah.
both of which took place in the same quarter. So,
Exactly.
So, but find me a better quarter of Saints football last year.
Yeah, it was the high point of the season. It was.
And it sucks. I mean, that is
Well, that's
the
what I'm saying.
ultimate-
Like, maybe that's how you know you have a bad season. You're like, that fourth quarter against the Falcons.
Week 1. Duh, that's how you know you have a bad season. You know what else did it? Finishing 7-10, tied with the Panthers. And the Falcons or the Bucks? Who else finished 7-10? The Falcons, right?
Yeah. The Bucks won the division.
The Bucks won the division. Yeah. So everybody's fully aware, okay? But guess what? New car in the house. And we got some miles to drive on this thing. Everybody thought this used car was done, but I don't know. Old boy's looking jacked up and ready to roll. Excited to see Cam Jordan. Excited to see Brzee. Okay, give me one thing. Give me the main thing that you are most excited about for the New Orleans Saints come Sunday. And should we say outside of Derek Carr? Because obviously Derek Carr would be the chalk and simple and very correct answer.
Yeah, I guess to see the starting defense again, like Peyton Turner. I mean, with Pete Werner and Demario Davis together again, the rush defense needs to be a lot better than it was last year, and you get a hell of a first test going up against Derrick Henry. So I'm excited to see the linebacker duo and the starters back out there for the defense.
I want to see the jump from Chris Olave from year 1 to year 2. I mean, a lot of hype from him in the offseason.
Yeah.
Great rookie year. Is he that number one? I think he is. A lot of people are like, oh, well, Michael Thomas is back. I think Chris Olave is going to be the focal point of the passing game. I'm ready to see it.
I want to see Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Kendrick Miller didn't
he's going to be the guy, and this is his opportunity. It doesn't no short yardage back or no tough yards. Like, hey, go out there, and because I think he has the ability to do so and be a RB1. Like, it's wild the yards he had, the success that he had, and everybody tries to put him in a certain category. It's like, you don't get 1,000 yards by running 2-yard runs. Like, you have to have explosives. He had those last year, so I'm excited to see him until obviously Alvin Kamara gets back. But he can be that guy. That's why you went and got gave him $12 million.
So there's a lot of interesting skill angles here, like you just mentioned. Certainly with Jamal Williams, because Kendrick Miller didn't practice. I don't know if he's officially been ruled out for the game on Sunday yet. Certainly Olave. I mean, you mentioned Mike Thomas in there. I want to see him on the opposite side of the ball. I want to see how does DeAndre Hopkins factor into a Titans offense with Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry kind of taking away. DeAndre Hopkins. Has DeAndre Hopkins ever been a part of the offense where he wasn't the main kind of threat that teams were accounting for?
I mean, no.
Right. Just so I mean, does he get a little later career juice here after being forgotten about a bit in Arizona? But I mean, then again, I want to watch Marshawn Lattimore do battle with him after hearing that Marshawn Lattimore's maybe had like the best camp of his life and everything else. I would say, though, imagine this. I'm most interested in the trenches here because the D-line to me was – hello, somebody. Talk to Big Fave tomorrow. Look forward to 8 o'clock. But the D-line was the most pleasant surprise to me during camp.
Yeah.
Where you remade the whole thing, but it seemed like and we kind of were joking about it, the tongue-in-cheek, like, oh, they've lost weight. They're fast, they're strong. But they actually looked like that, right? And then I'm worried about the offensive line still. And this is a good Tennessee defense and pass rush that they're going to be going against. And the offensive line is and has been throughout the 8-9 months of this offseason that we talked about it, they are the limiting factor. Like, if they're bad, that can make everything go awry. Now, having a quarterback like Derek Carr definitely helps, right? Great quarterback play always helps out offensive line. But, is Trevor Penning ready to be that guy? We just talked about the highest paid positions in the league, left tackles amongst them, because they keep the quarterback safe. They make sure they can do what they need to do. So is this Saints offensive line that they've invested so many resources into?
The most.
Are they going to be up to snuff? That's what I'm most intrigued to see Sunday.
Yeah, and I mean, no surprise we go to the positions that we feel like we know the best, but those are question marks. I mean, the offensive line is Jamal Williams. Can he be the guy that carries the load until AK comes back? And you mentioned like Kendra Miller so far early in his career. It's a very young career, but he's had some injuries already. So like he's a real question mark. So there's a couple of questions that still need to be answered. It feels like they do have potential answers, guys that you feel good about, but now you got to go out there and do it. Like Trevor Penning, okay, you're a first rounder. Can you go do it? Jamal Williams, you led the NFL in touchdowns last year. Can you go do it, though, when you're the back? You don't have DeAndre Swift with you here for the first 3 weeks. Eventually, you will get that guy with you. So there's guys that are capable candidates to go out there and do it, but now you got to go see them take it over and thrive in the role that they're being given the opportunity.
We'll continue to talk Saints Titans. Give us what you're looking forward to in the chat, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. If y'all dummies could stop arguing about domestic light beer choices for a couple of minutes, you could, maybe talk some football.
We have that going on right now?
Day of the NFL. Yeah, it's
I did have someone in the chat give me a hard time for being a Chargers fan. He said he doesn't like when people from Louisiana aren't Saints fans. I'm
Hold
like,
on, just relax. Don't even engage.
Hold up, man. I was a Saints fan for a very, very long time. But you know what the Saints didn't do? Draft me or pay me money to play for their team for a long time.
Get out of here. That guy deserves no time.
Can I be in that category as well? Because I once had a dream that I was drafted by the Cowboys.
No,
dude, I had a
so
dream.
that like almost counts, right?
I had another one of those football dreams the other night. I was gonna play for Tulane.
Nice.
Like at my age right now, and I was like very excited.
Were you on the O line or was it just like
no? I was
position?
signing to be an O lineman,
Okay.
and I didn't really expect to play, but I remember thinking like, I'm a bit of an old head now. Like I got a thing or two I could teach these young bucks. And then I woke up. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company, Community Steel Co. over there at Gonzales is your answer.
Oh yeah.
For all your steel needs, purlin, tubing, steel buildings, all fabricated right there on site at Community Steel. You want to go check out the 15,000-foot square house and look at all the ground that they're breaking and building, another 15,000 square feet and then some? Check out some of those steel buildings. They're like model homes. You can walk in, get an idea, buy it right there. Okay, look, it's all there for you in Gonzales, Louisiana. The best prices, local, live sales team, taking care of you, business or personal steel needs. You want Community Steel.
Yeah, it is all local. Like you don't have to worry about like where it's coming from, how long it's going to take, who are you talking to. You're going to know exactly who you're talking to. You're going to know exactly when you're going to get what you need. You can call a 225 number, right? A local number, 225-647-2020, 647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Ryan Clark, Hugh Jackson, Michael Lombardi, Fantasy Blitz. We're loaded. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
What you gonna do? You wanna get out? What you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on in. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Taylor. What's happening, y'all? Get down on it. Adam Fields, I'm interested in the new specialist groupie and the punter. Is it Headley? Yeah, Lou Headley. And we haven't talked to Lou Headley's story on this show, which is, I think it's because I felt like I've just read about it so much that everybody already knows about it.
We did hit it, though.
Yeah, the tattoo, scaffolding.
Yeah, we talked about him owning a tattoo shop in Indonesia. Yeah.
I don't remember doing this.
Yeah, we
I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did.
You talk about him working in the aluminum mines?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then. Because, yeah.
We got to cover
pretty
both.
insane story.
Yeah.
Aluminum mines, like you said, scaffolder, worked some other construction jobs. He had the tattoo shop in Indonesia. He sold his portion of the tattoo shop in Indonesia to attend college in America.
San Francisco City College.
Miami, and now the New Orleans Saints. He has a master's degree. How about that? When he showed up here, he didn't even have a high school diploma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Pretty crazy.
That's a part we didn't cover. See,
No.
now you know the rest of the story.
So shout out Lou Headley. Very excited to watch him. And he's gotten multiple tweets from The Rock. Obviously, I guess sometime, maybe it was just his time at the U. They got to know each other somewhere along the line. The Rock became aware of his story and is a Lou Headley fan, which means The Rock is now a Saints fan. And if we know anything, it's that The Rock being counted among your fandom can lead to championships. Look back to 2019 LSU. In which The Rock, clearly a fan of Ed Ogeron and a fan of that LSU football team, did one of the narrations for the hype video, and next thing you know, you win a natty. So Super Bowl Saints, place the bets. Get your bets in now.
I mean, the more you get away from that year, it's like you think about all the people that got involved during that year.
It was a cool year.
You know what I mean? Like, good Lord.
The brand was hot.
I mean, you had Marvel characters, The Rock.
I was right, Anthony Mackie, shut up.
Like, true, A-list actors doing, singers, entertainers. It was fun.
Yeah, and then they had me do the Tennessee game last year. So we've fallen on hard times over here a little bit, bro.
It was a banger, though. Until the ball was kicked off. Literally until the ball was kicked off, and they fumbled it. And
whatever. We got our revenge against Tennessee.
Yep.
Let's just say that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Headley's an important player. The first year Gillikin took over for Morstead in 2020, had a really good season. Saints made the playoffs, but the last couple of years has not been as good. The hidden yardage element is a big thing that's been missing for the Saints.
If there's one thing that a defensive-minded head coach knows the value of, it's of a great punter. And so, there's no excuse for Dennis Allen to get this one wrong. You have to get your punter right if you're a defensive-minded head coach, because they factor into so many of your decisions so critically.
It's one of those positions where you don't really pay attention, but now it's going to be so heightened because of you moving on from veteran players and having the storylines of keeping a college kicker that 74%, right? So, and you traded somebody that's been in this organization for a long time, had a lot of fanfare, and it's I mean, it doesn't feel like it's going to cost you your job, but it does feel like one of those moments where you made a decision knowing that you're kind of teetering with going one way or the other.
I did love, probably my favorite answer from Nick though on Monday was that about scouting college kickers and how weird it can be, which I don't have time to elaborate on. So if you missed it, I'm sorry.
Go back.
Hour 2 of OTB next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com. Accutemp Baton Rouge, it's time to take control of your comfort zone. Okay, that's the temperature in your house. They're your AC, heat, and electrical experts. So anything you need in that regard, come get Accutemp to check out your system, right? Make sure that you're good to go for fall, winter, whenever it rolls around. I mean, spooky season's almost here. It doesn't really feel like it, but it is almost here. And you want to make sure that your system's good to go. You avoid any catastrophic issues down the road. But you're going to experience that service to the highest degree. And once you do, I'm telling you, y'all, there's no going back. That's why they're so highly rated online. Ask about things like the Star Club membership while you're there. Accutemp Baton Rouge.
I can go to AccutempBR.com right now in the top right corner of the website. It is in bold red box right there. Click on that, and you can schedule that appointment right now. I've done it during the show. You can do it right now as well. They'll be waiting on you basically by the time you get ready for them. AccutempBR.com.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, I'm happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Thursday, September 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 101. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal at 9 a.m. And Chef Michael Johnson joins the show for a new edition of Munchies at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz at Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo! What's up, y'all? Hour 2 of OTB. Talking football. We're having some interesting discussions in the chat. Imagine this. Discussion about Jaden Daniels being the problem. If only Nuss played, right? And look, I have come around after film review to the fact that, yeah, Jaden Daniels is limited in some ways. Definitely. And he did not improve, at least not here in this first game, which very good secondary. So, you know, still opportunity to improve. But he didn't maybe improve, and I don't know that he will in the areas that I was hoping that he would over the offseason. But the only point that I would add on this is, if you really believe that Jaden Daniels is the problem and Garrett Nussmeier is the answer, and then, like, you win with Garrett Nussmeier, well, then by extension, you're saying that Brian Kelly is an idiot or that he doesn't know what he's doing. Because, like, Brian Kelly, that's the meeting room that he's in every day. He sits in the quarterback room. That's the position that he coaches most directly. And so, like, again, if you think that it is so clear that this one guy is the answer, the other guy sucks, and he's the problem, well, then why is a coach of BK's resume still playing him? And so I don't care. Maybe you say, well, yeah, BK, okay, well, that's good. I just want consistency out of everybody with that opinion. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to sit here and just constantly complain about Jaden being the problem, well, then you have to extend those complaints to the head coach, because that's his main room, and he keeps and he keeps rolling him out there and thinks he gives him the best chance to win. So maybe BK doesn't know football. I don't know. Champ says I said that all along. See, he's a troll, but at least Champ is consistent. He literally has. I mean, he complains about everything, but he has sat here and said that the entire time. What else?
Hey, guess what? You get to see both quarterbacks this weekend.
Yeah,
I can guarantee it.
True.
You'll get to see both quarterbacks this weekend.
True. What was the other comment that I thought was kind of interesting? We were talking a little bit about offensive line, and because then he countered with, well, I think Brian Kelly doesn't trust offensive line. I think that's insane. Offensive line was the best position group on the field on Saturday. Really, actually.
Did we get the final grades?
I don't know, but even the grades were weird because the grades had Will Campbell in like the 40s, and Will Campbell played really good. Like, he got beat one time.
It did this year as well?
I thought that's what you said Monday. I'm not sure.
And they changed the offensive line grades more than any throughout the last, give them a day or two. They watch more film.
I mean, look,
so
I would say this about
look.
the offensive line from Saturday is that I thought they pass blocked really well, actually, against a very good Florida State front. You can't win every rep. Run blocking obviously left a bit to be desired. Again, the run scheme from LSU left a bit to be desired as well. Like Florida State has a very good offensive line, and they also help them out because they're constantly pulling and giving guys angles, whereas LSU was much more, let's just line up and zone block very vanilla, which will work against 80% of the LSU schedule because your offensive line is so good that you'll just be better than the opponent, but it not against a caliber D-line. I think it's the D-line, the caliber of what Florida State was bringing to bear.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if they've updated them. Just because I'm curious, because the film kind of told the same story that you just mentioned for me as well.
Right? Nothing jumped off. Like
I
actually got to the point.
You had pressure, but it wasn't pressure because of you getting beat. I think it was pressure because you invited pressure.
Well, it's like the 4th and 1 call that we broke down yesterday. Maybe in a perfect world, the quarterback's seeing the field a bit better and just makes an executive decision to switch that to Mike Middle and deals with pressure coming off the edge in rather than what ended up happening. I got to the point, Jake, where I almost wasn't even watching the end zone view on those pass plays as much because I was trying to look at like route combinations and other things like that because the offensive line was just kind of so solid. The program director says Jaden actually can't make improvements. This is who he is. I mean, again, I find that I still I don't know. I guess I can't really argue against anybody who has that opinion right now. He's going to have to prove that he can because certainly there were moments in which he looked as limited. I will say this, though. It was a far cry from, like, Auburn last year, A&M last year. Like, if what you saw at Florida State, what you saw at Jaden Daniels Saturday, if that is the floor, then this is going to be a great year, right? So that would be my hope, that you would only get better from here. But we'll see. We'll see. And I think you can do a slightly better job of putting him in positions.
Yes, I agree with what T-Bob just said. The updated grades have Emory Jones rated as your highest offensive lineman at 72%.
Okay.
Charles Turner, 68%. Campbell was still pass blocking 50.8% and didn't give up a sack. So
how? Not even really a pressure that much.
Yeah.
Run blocking, I guess.
No,
this is pass blocking.
Pass blocking grade.
Was Miles Frazier lowest graded?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Miles, he would have been the closest to struggling that I would say from the other night, but even he wasn't. It wasn't awful. And look, the D line played pretty well. Also, Edward O saying, "Oh well, the D line. I thought that was actually the best group on the night." And tough thing to say when you give up 7,000 points and 600 yards, but the interior of the defensive line certainly flashed. Braden Swinson flashed off the edge. The thing that I'm most excited about this Saturday, getting 30 plays of Mason Smith next to Mekhi Wingo with Braden Swinson coming off the edge. Like, and then having guys like Jordan Jefferson and Guillory and Jalen Lee coming in fresh.
I mean, to the point, you didn't get a sack, and that is a troublesome thing, but you did have your, your 5 highest graded defensive players in this game, all in the defensive line.
There you go.
Starting with Mekhi Wingo, and then Swinson, and then Guillory, and then Jefferson, and then Ovi.
And kind of reinforces how good the play design and execution by Jordan Travis was, and how dynamic those receivers were, and what a weakness the secondary was in this game as well.
Your lowest rated defensive player?
Let me think.
Harold Perkins?
Yeah, got to be.
Yep, 39%.
Yeah.
In coverage, 45%, and pass rush, 73%. So
okay. So then let's say then the D line was the best group on Saturday. O line second. That's not a bad place to be. It's not a bad place to be at all, especially when you're going against a quality of D line and O line that you were matching up with last week. So don't lose faith on this LSU team just yet. I understand being frustrated, but this dog can still run. There's some juice left here.
Yeah, we laid it out yesterday. You had the opportunity. Are we guaranteeing that's going to happen? We are not. But you have the opportunity because you have something you can fall back on, which is last year you fell into this same situation twice, 2 different times, and you bounced back both times. You just got to get started. You got to go do it. Like, you have the opportunity, just like you did a year ago, to get it started right now. And when you go on the road to Mississippi State next week, they're not going to feel sorry for you. They're probably going to be 2-0 and waiting on you. They've got a noon Eastern kick. It's in their place. They're going to think they have a major advantage. And so the story's been written before, and it was a fairy tale to some extent to what your standard was last year. You can do it again, but you got to go out there and seize the moment and take it.
Yeah, I agree. Mississippi State's got Arizona this weekend, huh?
They do, which is, I mean, it's not guaranteed win. Arizona's a much improved football team.
Jaden Delore is good. I like Arizona's quarterback, but I don't know anything else
Jeff Fish
about
has done a really nice job of turning that program around pretty quick, but expecting them to get a win. If they don't, doesn't matter. Doesn't change your narrative. It shouldn't. If Mississippi State's 1-1, shouldn't change what you want to go to Starkville and do.
No, hell no. LSU, this is time for LSU to you went through a tough breakup. You got to go do some work on yourself. Stop blaming others. Stop looking outside. Stop looking for affirmation. Stop being affected by us sitting up here and being like, oh, this is a coaching disaster and blah, 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 like whatever. No. Shut out all the noise and just work on yourself and get better this weekend and then get ready to win your first SEC game. And look, Eduardo in the chat. I'm not beefing with you. All I'm saying is I just want everybody who's in the Jaden is the problem camp to recognize that by extension, you're saying BK doesn't know what the hell he's looking at. That's all I'm pointing out. And so you have to accept that uncomfortable truth. And if you make peace with that uncomfortable truth, okay, well, then you're a more consistent individual. O-line held Jared Verse to 1 tackle. Yeah. I was pretty impressed with that Florida State interior as well. I mean, whatever. They're a really good team. They're a really good team. We'll see.
Will you be intrigued with Florida State this week, how they fare after that big victory? Will that change your opinion on anything?
I do. I mean, look, there's a world out there where it's like, what if Florida State's not that good? But I don't know, man. I can't would be imagine shocked. Like, after watching that film, watching that team, they felt so old and so composed on film. I just keep thinking about that Philip and Alexander book that I just read about, like, how Philip handed Alexander, the Macedonian, he handed Alexander this army, and this is in ancient times, but this army that was full of, like, 50-year-olds, like wiry, healthy 50-year-olds, these graybeards that had seen it all, and so nothing fazed them. Like, they never got scared. It didn't matter what the odds were. It didn't matter how many more troops the opponent had. They were like, no, fam. We've been here before, okay? And we're here to take care of business. Like, that Florida State team just felt like these old graybeards that have been there before. And so I can't fathom they're going to fall flat on their face, but maybe that is the next thing that Norvell has to prove, right? That he can get them to not buy into their own hype. But again, I think the fact that Jared Verse even came back after being projected as a top 20 pick shows you that the culture is strong. Because the only reason somebody does that is because they feel like they're bought into the ability to win a championship, right? Like, they're bought into the message that, no, we can actually create, we can create and do something great here on the college level.
3 week 1 winners. Florida State, second most production. North Carolina, third most production. Or Duke was third most. North Carolina was sixth most production coming back in all of college football, and it felt like it.
I thought North Carolina lost everybody, but I guess having Drake May back means you get
and production back. Production doesn't always mean returning starters. Remember that. We're talking production, guys that were out there helping you a year ago. And North Carolina has the 6th most in the country, and again, Michigan has the 7th most. A lot of times it's going to show up for them as well.
J.J. McCarthy looked good too, y'all. I'm feeling pretty good about that Michigan pick. Bilbo Baggins is hoping the wide receivers are going to be stellar, but they're miserable too. The wide receivers have a lot to answer for sure.
Continuity wasn't there, and that was the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah.
because it has been with the same guys before.
And again, I don't know that I think that they're miserable because they were getting open for a lot of the night. It's just one of those things with those drops, man. You know, when you can't stop someone, when you're in a shootout, those drops can create a snowball effect, which you saw that just spiraled out of control. But this week, let's get that confidence back. Go put up crazy stats. Feel good again going into SEC play. That's the goal for this weekend. Do want to remind you to go to Rejuve Me Medical. Okay, you feel a little old here on this Thursday. You're looking for a little juice. The NFL's coming, and you can't even get excited about it because your energy levels are so depleted. Maybe you want like some weekly B12 shots, right? Or maybe not. But whatever the case may be, andropause, menopause, facial aging, mood and memory problems, insomnia, maybe you got low T, maybe HRT's here, maybe it's not. The point is, Rejuve Me Medical is going to get you where you want to be. Treat the effects of untreated aging. Why would you not? You take your car in to get service. You do upkeep on your home. You do upkeep on everything else that ages except for your body. Okay, Rejuve Me there is to change that and help you reach your max potential. Rejuve Me Medical, restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
that's just given. It's earned. It comes from having experience and possessing knowledge that can be passed on to the next generation. Jim's Firearms.
Cut through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2.
You've heard about it? We've got it. Semaglutide. RejuveMeMedical.com.
This Sunday, as we bring you 3 NFL Week 1 matchups, we'll kick things off with the noon kickoff, the 49ers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then immediately following that game, we'll bring you the Philadelphia Eagles at the New England Patriots. And then your nightcap, the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants here on 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Guys, big news.
Okay. All right.
Traquan Smith on the injury report. Did not practice.
What year is it?
I know. Hold on. Now be careful taking shots, Mario Traquan. Yeah. As a Zion defender, I don't know if you have much latitude here to operate.
Yeah.
Touche.
But yes, that is why I brought that. That is why I brought it.
What are the Saints going to do about blocking now?
Good point. Good point. I mean, that's why he's on the team. And that one touchdown catch a year. He gets one.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've ever looked up Traquan Smith's career numbers.
He's had like big games here and there, but 2023, he's on the injury report week 1 again.
Let's see here.
You had guys like
excuse me.
Chad Davis and Kirkland that had great preseasons.
He had 5 touchdowns his rookie year. Then he had what the hell? Where'd it go?
Well, he had 1 memorable touchdown catch as a rookie, T-Bob.
True. You were there, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
Okay, well, this is annoying because it just, I don't know, just disappeared. Oh, here it is. 5 again in 19, 4 in 20, 3 in 21, and 1 in 22. So
he's
trending the right direction.
Consistently going down.
Nice. The right part. You know what's one thing that we didn't talk about a ton here locally that's gotten the most national play out of Saturday for LSU? Well, actually, I guess it comes out of the press conference on Monday. Why did Brian Kelly act like he didn't say that they were going to beat the hell out of it? They were going to beat Florida State?
What was the exact wording? Do y'all know?
Yeah, I've heard the audio. The audio's out there.
We're going to beat the heck out of Florida State.
Okay.
Is what he said.
And I can pull his answer if y'all want. I had to go to the press conference, and he said, if you guys know me, you know that that's not really something I would say.
Play the BK answer.
Do you have it, Mario?
I can get it for sure.
Yeah, and then Taylor, you go look online and find the audio of him actually saying it, and we can circle back around to it a bit later. But yeah, that was a bit confusing. That entire deal was, why deny it? I mean, again, I don't care that he even said it. I'm just kind of like, why deny it?
I have the bite from the press conference about his comments.
Until we have the other one, I don't want to play it, though.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to follow up one vis the other.
It's just not a big deal, in my opinion. Like, he said it, lost. Like, what do you want him to say at that point in time? It's not like he was disrespectful and said, oh, we're going to, destroy them. We're going to send them home sad.
No. The big deal, nobody's saying the big deal is him saying it originally. It's why on the press conference on Monday do you come out and deny saying it and act like it's crazy that you said it. You're like, yeah, I mean, hey, here's what it is, dude. Thought we were going to win. Like, what, you thought we were going to lose? I don't think that's like, I don't think that makes any sense. That makes less sense.
People around the country really enjoy watching Brian Kelly lose.
Yes.
You see a lot of victory lapping with him and with Dabo right now.
Yeah, I'm about to say, between him and Dabo, those are probably two of the more nationally disliked coaches in the entire country. And so to have them, it was, for many, And college football fans are funny because everything goes back to the head coach, right? And everything goes back to the personality of the head coach and all these other sorts of things. And so these two are some of the people that I think most quantify as villains. And so to watch villains on back-to-back nights, the only game on television, national TV, get picked apart in the manner in which they did, a lot of people very happy to see it happen.
And you find that out once you get on Twitter after a loss by either one of those head coaches.
Well.
Last year I didn't really know, like I didn't follow Notre Dame like that, and quickly found out. And then Dabo was even more.
Yeah, I mean, and plus I think Baton Rouge BK has been much more likable than he was at Notre Dame. All right, so here is okay. We'll start with Taylor here. Here is BK saying, I think it was at one of the fan shows. I'm sure, like
I think it was at his radio show last Thursday.
Yeah, which again is a thing in which you play to the crowd. So of course you say this.
We'll get it.
What's going on, boys?
I don't know.
Let's add number 4. Go ahead and fix that issue to T-Bob's list of things he does not like. When he throws to something, you give the thumbs up.
In the future, if we have a thumbs up, let's get it to play for sure. I guess we'll have to come back with that in a little bit when the time for the conversation's already passed.
It's okay. I'm just gonna.
When the time's passed.
I love this. Nookie, when I was talking about the other day how, or just a little while ago, about how, like, if you're that hard on the nuts bus, you have to accept that. Then you're saying Brian Kelly doesn't know what he's doing. Nookie saying, Champ, I find T-Bob's terms acceptable. # fire BK. Yeah, see, at least consistent. If nothing else, there is what we're looking for. Jake, of all the things to improve on them this Saturday against Grambling, what do you think? Because there will be some levels of improvement that I'm not going to be that impressed by, right? Like individual domination. Like if you're just, if you're Will Campbell and you're just beating up on that DN, like, that's not going to teach me much. So what do you think you can carry forward that you could see this weekend?
Like something I need to see improved?
Yes.
That I can actually, turn on the tape and feel better about?
Yes.
Okay. Zone coverage.
Huh. Great one. Excellent
Like
answer.
if it's called, whatever it is called, whatever. Cover 4, cover 6, cover 1, whatever it is. Like if it's called, you end up where you're supposed to be because zone coverage has landmarks. So I want to see you hit your landmark and not float. That was my common theme watching tape. I wrote float 17 times because guys were floating in the area. It's not floating. It's you have a spot, get to your spot, cover that spot, and then you go make a play on the football once it's in the air. So like you can improve on that, and you can show improvement no matter who the opponent is. You can do that on air, but I need to see it.
Yeah, Jeff G says, can anyone really tell improvement against a lower tier team unless they lose, of course? No, I mean, look, I agree with Jake. Scheme things you can carry forward, right? Are you executing your zone? From a play calling perspective, are you being more creative in the run game? Maybe a little more counter, a little more power, a little more jet sweep, right? We getting some of that pre-snap motion that we wanted to see.
Louisiana.
Can you return a kick? Like, can you have a single positive return? Like, can you have one return on either kickoff or punt that you're like, that was a plus play? That's not a fair catch. But even then, a clean, fair catch, I'll take. Actually, let's start with a clean, fair catch, and then positive yardage on a return, and I'll feel much better about that. The blocking on kick return.
Hey, block your guy.
Something. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, give him something. Give him some space. Hey, returners, I know it's hard to trust when your guys aren't blocking, so you're tiptoeing. Hit that thing running one time.
Why did it look so slow? I thought Andy was supposed to be fast. Champ says, so y'all want Matt Canada back. I mean, isn't that kind of a funny comment, though? Matt Canada is still an NFL offensive coordinator. So, it's like, what do you mean? Like, You're acting like Matt Canada sucks. He's been Mike Tomlin's OC for how many years now?
Yeah.
Like, you don't think Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers know football games? Like, what are you talking about? Are you an idiot? So we can look at punt. Certainly how you're going to use Harold Perkins would be one thing. Does he look more comfortable just playing that inside linebacker position? What is the happy medium that Brian Kelly references in his press conference on Sunday feel like?
Yeah, you have a player that's he's not good in coverage. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right? We saw two examples, one in zone, one in man. It's not what he's comfortable with. Okay, well, it's not even like, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. I understand like wanting to rush him more, but you have to coach him up on getting better at those things as well, because he's going to have to do some of those things. Like eventually, like even if he plays edge, he's going to drop into coverage sometimes.
Yeah.
He's got to know what his landing mark is. He's got to get there.
Yeah. That'd be another thing, and I'm sure you're going to see it this week, because I don't think that Grambling's going to stress you nearly or confuse you nearly in the same way that Norvell Florida State attack did. But I want to see both linebackers just look more decisive. There was a passivity to their play last time, catching guys, like Jake said, floating like an astronaut that's untethered from the space station, just kind of floating around out there. Never really, like on the first drive for Florida State, there was like a badass run, Phil, from Harold Perkins, where he came over and actually met the back at the line. And it was on third down. It was on third down. One of the few third down stops you had the entire game. I need to see more of that.
Did we ever find – all right, let me find the run grade. I'm just curious who graded out – okay, yeah, Omar Spates was way better against the run than Perk.
Well, I mean, Perk
was 39% against the run.
It's actually, I mean,
Spates was 74%.
For all the black hole of conversation that is the quarterback debate, I don't know that I've ever seen such a waste of a talented player as what you saw out of Harold Perkins this game, which is partially on him. I'm not saying that's all on the coaches, but it's on both sides to figure out how to get the most out of a guy that we know is incredible, that we know was just named the 4th best player in college football. And to not even be like good, not okay, not bad, but you take the best player, make him the lowest graded player. I would also say that's a massive feather in Florida State's cap, coaching-wise, because what's the main goal of any coach? Who's their best player?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to weaken that guy.
Yep.
We're going to attack him, and we're going to take him out. Well, they did that and then some on Sunday night.
Yeah, time and time again. It's kind of been the buzzword we've used here, masterclass.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yep.
By quarterback and coach.
Yeah,
Jordan Travis noticed it every time.
Jordan Travis is damn good, bro. All right, when we get back here on OTB, more OTB. Imagine that.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I want to remind you, go to Central Plumbing, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org is the website. The number is the phone number, obviously. And look, man, if you want any bathroom remodels, maybe a tankless water heater, you got any plumbing issues whatsoever, water heater not working, something like that, you just call up Central Plumbing, and they got 24/7 emergency service that you've got to have it now. They're licensed, bond insured, flat rate pricing, so no BS like, oh, it's actually $1 million at the end, right? Go to centralplumbing.org today, centralplumbing.org.
There will be no surprise $1 million bills. We can promise you that. And they're going to come out and going to give you great service like T-Bob said. And 24/7, like we tell you, it does mean 365. No matter what day it is. Had a holiday on Monday, they would have been out there if you needed them. 225-925-8552 and always online at centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never.
Charles Hannegriff, join us from the brand new Town Square Pizza for Thursday's edition of Live at Lunch. Dwayne Colucci is with us. Matt Humans and Paul Nolan makes his return to the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I feel what you're saying, but that's cap.
I'll explain why later.
For sure. No, there is no explanation.
No, there is.
I don't believe you.
Well, you should. I'm a truthful man, T-Bob.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Speaking of cap, we have sound ready to go? All right, so let's start here. So this is Brian Kelly, the coach's show last week.
I will say that there are still some areas that need to be improved. We're going to take 15 freshmen on this trip and 14 transfers. So nearly 40% of this travel roster are going to go overnight for the first time with LSU. So, and that's not a disclaimer of any kind. We're going to go beat the heck out of Florida State. But
so there's actually quite a bit to unpack here. Because first off, remember how when we talked about LSU, we said, I think the frontline talent is really good, but maybe the depth is where it's a bit of a concern. Well, 40% of a roster traveling the first time would speak to that. Also remember the quotes from Brian Kelly where he said, we feel good about year 2, but year 3 is when we feel like we should really be hitting our stride.
Yeah.
40% of the time should be, would kind of reinforce that. And then it's obvious that, this was said at a coach's show in front of the fans, and you're exposing what is something that is obviously concerning you, right? There was a bit of a trust tree moment from BK there, like we did. Like, what are your biggest concerns? Now, this is not one that we had, but it's one that maybe we should have because obviously he was concerned about it. And then he follows it up with just an innocent, but hey, we're going to win. Like, don't worry, we're going to win. So that's no problem, only then you get in the press conference on Monday and you say this.
the position of head coach or any leadership position, you're going to get things thrown out there that are absolutely untrue, and you have no way to combat them because you can just sometimes just throw stuff out there and hope it sticks. But that's not something that I would ever say.
And so that's where it got, that's why now you just open, and I don't think BK cares, but you do just open the door for national shows and other people that maybe want to see you fail to kind of latch onto that. And you've seen that, right? They're just talking about an SEC network, seen on ESPN, seen it all over the internet. So I don't know. Just doesn't mean much in the end, I'm sure, to him, but a weird misstep there in terms of just flat out denying it. But hey, who cares? Go win football games. It's literally all that matters. Remember last year? Everybody's like, BK sucks by the end of the year. BK's awesome. Why? Because you won 10 games, beat Alabama, won the West. So the math is not hard to do on how you get people to like you.
I mean, yeah, this won't be a story. I mean, I know we just played on SEC Network. I think it's a replay of last night. It won't be a story after this weekend, but, it's one of those things people are certainly going to latch on to it. And I never say never because, man, you and I both talk like 6 hours a day on radio shows, and so there's no telling sometimes what, comes up. I'd be like, if I did, I did, and I believed it, and it didn't come true. I mean, it's one of those situations where when you say like you didn't say something, you speak in absolutes, and you have the audio, it's always it's going to be a bad look.
Yeah, people have the receipts. And look, and Daniel and Kayla Brower in the chat says, I don't think BK intentionally lied about saying it. I also don't think you remember saying it or meant it in a disrespectful manner. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I would agree that's entirely possible as well. But but these are just the realities that you deal with when you are a very public figure that is paid $10 million a year, right? Like it's like this comes with the territory. Everything you say is under a spotlight. It's picked apart. I mean, it's the same speeches that they give their players. That, you're not a normal college student. It's not fair that if you get arrested for an MIP, you end up in the paper and everything, but you do. And so you have to deal with that reality and operate within that reality.
An MIP, I have not heard that in so long.
It's been a long time since you had to worry about it. For how much brain...
Minor in possession?
Yeah. For how much of my brain was concerned with getting an MIP for so many years, it's just something that now I'm too many years away from to ever fathom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so many people used to be so worried about that. I went to Evangel, so I basically came here 21, so I wasn't really worried about it.
Laura says, any little things amplified when you're losing? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, if you win the game, nobody. I mean, and you say that, nobody cares.
That was a good Evangel bit, by the way, just now.
You are.
I was busy reading chat, but that's a good joke. 21 when you got on campus, huh?
I was 21 as a sophomore, true sophomore.
Damn. Okay. Hey.
At the end of it, but May of my sophomore year.
Evangel don't play. Speaking of not playing, we're going to do big deal, no big deal to kick off hour number 3, and I got some problems with the new West Monroe football head coach. Really dumb.
Speaking of high school football, I did the Coffee Town podcast that they just started up.
Oh, nice.
And I forgot.
Who's on it?
I forgot that I don't know who they've
Wes
had.
And who?
Oh,
No.
it's just Wes.
Oh,
It's just Wes.
Okay.
And I forgot that I had done it, and they just put it out. They were kind of putting some in the can so they could kind of have like a release situation where it was maybe like once a week or whatever. And I forgot that I had done it, and I did it with my LSU baseball facial hair.
Oh, wow. Nice. Like with the mustache?
The Doc Holliday.
How long ago was this? What are y'all talking about that could still be relevant to release today?
Well, it's all about high school stories.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's all about high school football stories. And so they put it out there today, and I'm like, oh, boy, I did that with the Doc Holliday facial hair. Not the best look, but you know what? Great podcast.
Why? I think bro. You pull off the Doc Holliday. I think that's established OTB canon is that you look great with a mustache.
Well, thank you.
So I disagree there. All right, when we get back, let's close that hour number 2 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Saturday felt a bit like a car wreck. Really did in a lot of ways. If it was an actual car wreck, you should call 225-888-8888. Get Gordon, get it done. Get somebody who's going to fight for you in the courtroom. Get you what you deserve. That's Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys. Go follow him on social media at Get Gordon. You got tons of great tips about what to do immediately when you follow an accident, tips on life, tips on everything, and sit-downs with some of your favorite athletes. Coach Mulkey just signed that big deal. She's on the G team. So is the whole LSU women's basketball team.
Yep.
So you too can join the G team. 225-888-8888.
GetGordon.com is that website. So if you're already at work and you can't dial the 8s because you're already at your desk, well, you can go to that website. You can have a chat with them right there on the site. You can find all the information that we tell you about, cases they can handle, past client results, all at GetGordon.com. But we always encourage you as well. Area code in Louisiana, follow by 888-8888.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Join me for a Thursday edition of The Hunt Palmer Show. Luke Johnson talking black and gold, my NFL predictions, and Nick Suss on the Tennessee Titans. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
This is why you can't be trusted with your take on the Week 2 schedule, Jake. Because approximately 5 seconds ago, you just said, got a little Louisville Murray State tonight, boys.
That was in sarcasm font.
Okay,
it was.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Ain't nobody watching
sure.
that.
Okay, I'm making sure. I didn't know for a second. I was confused.
You were sleeping on every other person that does this job at a high level is excited about the Week 2 slate. Andy Staples, who I caught up with yesterday for an hour on his podcast, check that out.
Yeah.
CD, who I did radio with yesterday, was very excited about this. Fozzie Whitaker, who does Big 12 radio, is like, you're the only person.
Yeah, y'all are like my sister's school that her kids go to in California, where they had a full-on kindergarten graduation with like diplomas and everything. Okay, I get it. You love college football. You're proud of it. It doesn't even know how to read yet.
No.
Okay, it doesn't even know how to read yet.
You
Miss
are
me with that BS.
letting preseason polls cloud your mind.
No, I'm not.
100%.
We ran through the games yesterday. There's some okay games.
No, more than okay.
There's okay games.
More than okay.
Texas and Alabama is the only one that you would consider an absolute banger. I mean, I like Notre Dame and like NC State probably out there. I mean, Colorado, Nebraska actually is going to be awesome.
Troy, Kansas State's going to be a good football game. It is. It is. It's going to be a good football game. I'm just telling you.
You know how like when you show people pictures of your kids and you quickly realize they don't care nearly as much as you do?
Ole Miss and Tulane is going to be a good football game.
I feel like you just flipped out an adorable video on your
Texas
phone
A&M Miami is going to be a good football game.
of your kid eating eggs for the first time, and it's just Troy, Kansas
The battle
State.
for Cyhawk is going to be a good football game.
That's cool, man.
Okay?
That's Iowa State?
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah. Cool.
Yep.
I mean, hello.
Front runner T-Bob.
Hello.
Wow.
If
Never
you
thought.
how about this? If you play 40-something games, of course you're going to have some interesting
App
storyline.
State was 63-61 last year.
I know it. I talked about it. I talked about it. I brought it up. 40 points in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Louisville, Murray State. Why is that a good game? Tell me.
Well, I'm like that was sarcasm. I'm watching the Dan Campbells tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited to watch your daughter's recital. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Look at that. Yeah, she did great. She did great.
Hey, you should care about this one.
What?
Northwestern State, Louisiana Tech. That's an old school rivalry right there, about old Southland Conference.
You gonna watch?
Not one snap.
What does suck too is Don Juan is already really tough to like watch a game and process everything. And this Saturday it's going to be like one eye on LSU, one eye on Mezcal, one eye on Alabama, Texas. It's going to be a little all over the place.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I know.
Your third eye is going to be open though, fully on Mezcal.
Yes, exactly. Well, the three eyes, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're good to go.
But the fully open one's going to be on that. Well, I don't know.
likely.
Texas, Alabama might have the.
I have a very simple
The Cyclops.
technique now that I hit to avoid getting too inebriated, and that's one drink per quarter. I like to drop the hammer cold trickle style immediately with a little double mezcal off the bat. But then last game I went Andy Gators after that, one per quarter, 1.5 as well. And I find that puts me kind of in the zone that I need to be for the double mezcal to start the show afterwards. Mount Everett Corn Hub going down again this week. Yeah, look, I mean, you'll notice there's been a conspicuous lack of Corn Hub talk this week from your boy. And it's not just, I do feel a bit burned about Minnesota because they should have won that game. And it seriously took a lot of the wind out of the Corn Hub sails. But this weekend is interesting for Nebraska, Jake, or should I say Husker, because it's a golden opportunity game, All of a sudden, they don't really have any pressure on them. The game's not in Lincoln, right? So you don't have a home crowd to appease. Nobody's expecting you to win now, even though during the summer you were double-digit favorites. Nobody really remembers that at this point. Like, all this game is for Nebraska is a golden ticket game. Like, because if you win, then all of a sudden that's a way better win than anyone would have guessed they would have. Like, we were hand-waving this away before the year, saying, oh, yeah, Nebraska could probably beat Colorado, but that's whatever. Now, if you win, people are like, damn, Matt Rule, Nebraska, look at that. That's a big-time dub. Also, like we said yesterday, Deion's so polarizing that you have a whole bunch of people who don't care about football but love to get angry about things that just want to watch Deion lose. And so you'll be championed by those people as well, which, whatever. I don't know if you want to be, but you would be. That said, I love Corn Hub. I'm very intrigued to see how that frisky defense, it looked like a tough defense against Minnesota, even though Caligmanis sucks. Like, Shadur Sanders feels like he's about 10 times the quarterback that Caligmanis is. I'm very intrigued to see if Nebraska can, A, stop Colorado, and then B, keep up with Colorado.
So Jeff Sims, if it gets into a shootout, which is what Colorado wants to make this game, is going to struggle. He's a runner. He can't make the throws. He just, not to keep you in that kind of game. Now, you can run the football against Colorado. We saw that for TCU. Until the last drive, and then give Colorado credit, they bowed their neck and stopped them. But when you're still as many starts as Jeff Sims has, and when you're still throwing a dig route into cover one, I've got no faith in you.
I know.
I've got no faith in you.
I know.
Like some interceptions, I can be like, okay, well, it was a 50-50 ball. He gave his guy a shot. He didn't. And he did it twice in that game. I don't have a lot of faith that he can keep up in a shootout. Now, if I'm Nebraska, my path for victory is control the clock. With the new rules, run. And
Jeff Sims can't do that.
Exactly, until they stop it. I am not putting a ball in the air until they show me they can stop the run. And I'm going to control the clock and keep Sanders and Hunter and the whole crew off the field.
Nookie says, polarizing. My Twitter was 99.9% throwing him roses all day Saturday. Well, that was in the moment, right? But then you had the post-game press conference, which invited a lot of people to be angry. And then now you're seeing the natural rubber band effect where whenever the internet loves something, eventually somebody's like, oh, there's real estate to be had for hating on it. And so then you go the opposite way. We'll see. It's going to be awesome Saturday.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I'll say this. Couple of big dubs in a row for Big Noon Kickoff.
Oh, absolutely.
For Fox, making that a thing.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Leinert's in every commercial possible.
You want a big dub? So is Prime. You want a big dub? Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com, where you will see let's say you're going tailgating, right? And you're not feeling good right now. You ain't got time to be feeling bad, okay? You got to be drinking all day on campus Saturday. You're ready for the battle of Saturday night, the in-state battle with Grambling. The only way you're going to do that is by getting into Patient Plus and getting better and taking advantage of the incredible facilities, the excellent doctors and nurse practitioners, all the testing resources, everything they have. You're going to be blown away when you go to Patient Plus. Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com.
Yeah, go to the website. Remember, you can schedule your visit right there on the site. Walk-ins are always welcome as well because they're going to make it as convenient as possible for you. So whether quality care for life's little unexpected moments, patientplusuc.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Start your day with news and newsmakers. Start your day with traffic, weather, and local stories that are important to you. Kickstart your day every day. Mornings with Brian Haldane from 6 to 9 a.m. Weekdays on Talk 107.3.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version.
Big deal! Ain't no big deal.
Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, They've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, September 7th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 101. Coming up on OTBOT, we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal coming up next, and Chef Michael Johnson joins the show for a new edition of Munchies at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to OTB. Hour number 3, Munchies, coming up with Chef Michael Johnson next. But for now, my body's feeling good, dude. Went and saw Crystal Poche, restored motions yesterday, helping on my back, loosening up my short leg. Y'all should just look up restored motions if you're feeling old and like your body's a little locked up. But coming to this up, we got Munchies. We're going to do Big Deal, No Big Deal right here. And there's a lot of there's actually a lot of great Colorado, Nebraska talk right now. Real quick here, go around the room. It's 2.5, right? Who are we taking?
Nebraska. I think it's a letdown spot for the Buffs.
Okay.
If the game was on the road, maybe. And there's going to be a ton of Nebraska fans. The last time they played there, they were, the joke was it was a sea of red because the Buffalo comes out and they kind of just pan the crowd there, and it's all red.
I mean, it was all Nebraska fans. It was insane.
Yeah.
Now, Nebraska lost the game, which is hilarious. But, yes.
It's a more passionate bunch than,
They lost that game last year.
When it was all red, Nebraska lost to Colorado. They took over the stadium and lost.
Yeah, I think they'll still be represented pretty well. Maybe not as much. But
I like Colorado.
No, they're not going to be represented as much. They're not taking over the stadium again.
No,
but,
not again.
But it might be like 50.
It'd be 50-50.
It could be like 50-50.
Yeah.
I just don't think what I saw, the execution I saw at Colorado, I don't expect them to put up that crazy numbers. And granted, they did look pretty weak against the run. Colorado did, and obviously this one already operates on a different galaxy than Jeff Sims does. And I like Jeff Sims for this Nebraska team. So 2.5. I don't think Nebraska keeps pace, dude. Give me the Buffs.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I
What
can't keep up.
Crap-eating smirk that you have on your face?
No, nothing. I mean, again, we talked about it. Dion was great in week 1. I'm going to take Nebraska, but I still think Colorado is a one-loss national champion. I mean, that's got to be it, right? I mean, they did beat TCU, so I mean they're one-loss national champ, but they do lose to Nebraska.
Here we go. This is what I'm talking about right here. I mean, look, it is 2.5, so it's not like it's some crazy spread. So picking Nebraska isn't Florida State was 2.5-point underdogs, and look what happened there. Okay, so 2 for Nebraska, 2 for Colorado. All right, boys.
Think so? Yeah.
We gonna see. Let's dive into a little. Big deal or no big deal?
Big deal. Ain't no big deal.
Big deal. No big deal. Big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Look at this. Albo, parlay of Colorado -2.5, Alabama -6.5, and Oregon -6.5, plus 550. I don't hate that. Where are you getting Alabama at 6.5?
I saw them at 7.5.
Yeah.
It did go down to 7 yesterday at one point. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
Big deal or no big deal?
Caleb Williams' father. No lock that the USC Heisman Trophy winning quarterback declares for the draft. Depending on who has the number 1 overall pick, says that his son, because of NIL, can come back to school and play for another year at USC. Remember, LSU, USC, Las Vegas, opening game next year. Big deal or no big deal?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot that detail.
I don't care about the LSU flavor here, but in terms of like determining big deal or no big deal. But I mean, it will be, right, for LSU fans. But like, kind of a potentially very big deal if he actually goes through with it in terms of a commentary on the real impact that NIL could have. And if you're a college football fan, this should actually make you very happy. Because what we're talking about here is talent staying in college football because they're actually being rewarded and able to benefit off what they can do and then waiting for a more favorable position in the NFL. The only reason that pushes me to say no big deal, Jake, is this feels like chest puffing. Right? Like if push comes to shove, number 1 pick, you're telling me you ain't going to go to the NFL?
Yeah, and he mentions kind of, depending on which situation it is and, the Cardinals and where their organization is and if he wants to go there.
You don't want to pay for Jonathan Gannon? Did you see the opening meeting with the team? Who drove here? Who took the bus? You have a fire in your gut? Huh?
I love that because that was so random.
We
He's
even
like,
played that. It was so weird.
Who drove here? Who took the bus? Did you have a fire in your gut?
The Michael Scott energy out of Jonathan Gannon is unreal.
Did he ever land the plane?
No,
I don't know.
No, actually, no. I thought by the end of it, I was kind of like, okay, maybe a little bit. We should play that next set.
All right. No, for Caleb Williams, I think it's no big deal. No way he actually follows through with this.
If he did, though,
it would be a big deal if he did. He's not going to do that.
It could potentially be a big deal. There are a lot of people out there that agree with Caleb Williams' dad that like the draft system is dated. It doesn't really accomplish parity. But I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
It
listen.
does accomplish parity. Look at the Bengals.
Real quick. Listen to this quote from Carl Williams, his father. I've talked to Archie Manning. His career was shot because he went to a horrible organization.
True.
I've talked to Lincoln Riley. I've talked to Kyler Murray, and they struggled because of where he was drafted. Baker struggled mightily because of where he was drafted. The organization matters.
So I'll give that to Baker. I'll give it to Archie, certainly. I don't know if I'm giving it to Kyler because those teams were actually playing. Whatever. Everything I hear about Kyler Murray is it's a lot of it's on him and his attitude and everything, right? But I mean, the Browns' history would speak to that. I don't. Is anybody saying that Archie made the wrong choice forcing Eli out of San Diego? Sorry, apologies. But
I mean, actually, they were really, really good after that.
No, San Diego was, but I'm saying Eli did go on to win 2 Super Bowls. So like, you can't really say that he screwed that up.
Well,
either.
Look, you can say that
John Elway.
You could say that Baker.
Yeah, John Elway forced his way out of Colts. That's right. I forget.
You could
about
say
that.
Baker went to a bad situation, but he kind of had immediate success there. He took him to the playoffs. He won a playoff game. Like, I actually thought Baker was pretty good in Cleveland. I know Cleveland fans didn't, but he was probably better in Cleveland than he has been in his other stops.
No, but is it like the coaching turnover that maybe is the reason there? I don't know.
But that's the thing. Once he had Stefanski, his second year with Stefanski, when he had that stability, he took him to the playoffs. He beat the Steelers in the playoffs, gave them their first playoff win. I mean, that's kind of been the thing about Baker. He's had a different head coach and different offensive coordinator every year. The only year he didn't, he took him to the playoffs. So it's like you can be in a bad situation. It could always change. Jake mentioned, look at Joe Burrow.
Cincinnati was a complete joke.
Yeah, but when you get a transcendent talent, this is almost like Caleb Williams saying, maybe I'm not the transcendent talent everybody thinks I am, and I can't turn this franchise around. Burrow did it. I don't think it's...
But at the same time, as a father, you want your kid to go to, have a good position to succeed. And so, again, Archie Manning did it with Eli Manning. We ain't going there. So potentially a big deal. Yeah. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence even. But then again, they got a good head coach, so that makes all the
Trevor Lawrence,
the Chiefs,
Andrew Luck did it.
The Chiefs weren't trash until Mahomes got there.
The Colts are not a bad organization. The Colts have been a winning organization forever, so we can't play that game. The Colts are led by maybe the most transcendent leader in the NFL.
No, I get it, but my point is it was still the number 1 pick. They were still coming off of a rebuilding process. Manning was out of the building. It's been done.
Big deal or no big deal? So West Monroe decided to hire a new football coach this year, and a move that I don't really understand. Longtime defensive coordinator, then head coach Jerry Arledge. They name him athletic director, and then they don't give him a say in who they hire as head football coach, which seems crazy, but whatever. They hired this cat, Todd Garvin. Todd Garvin is now placed on indefinite administrative leave as 4 players have been hospitalized over the summer. 3 players already before this last week, including one kid that had to get moved to Shreveport overnight because his symptoms didn't improve. And then you just had a kid who had COVID last week, missed a week's worth of work because of COVID. Well, Todd Garvin thought, you know what we need to do? Run him. And he ran him straight into the hospital. Lucky number 4. And then, as if all of that wasn't enough, here's Todd Garvin's quote when asked about it by the Ouachita Citizen. Quote, I accept full responsibility for any judgment or any decisions that are made concerning the 3 that ended up seeking medical attention. And here's the funny part. I always consider player safety as the most important thing to me. Todd, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. You can't say you consider player safety. I don't know of another school, like maybe one kid hospital. You've had 4. You can't tell me you consider player safety the most important thing. You had 4 players sent to the hospital. 1 get moved to Shreveport overnight. 1 get to the hospital because he had COVID last week. Like, are you an idiot? Obviously, Todd Garvin needs to be fired.
Yeah,
and he will be.
4, yeah, that's a big deal, and that's
like you're lucky that's not our kid. I mean, we'd be fighting.
Yeah, and that's a program. I mean, obviously, like we know what West Monroe is as a program, and you get that job, and that's what you do.
And also, just an absolute joke on the hiring process, West Monroe. You go from legend to them being forced to hire somebody who is so clearly inept. Do a better job. Pathetic on all fronts. One of the most storied Louisiana football programs out there.
That is not 3-1 great at all.
Big yikes.
Do you agree with this? Champ says, in all fairness, if it was really serious, they'd rush you somewhere other than Shreveport. Damn, son.
Champ probably lives in like Prairieville. Like, chill out, bro.
Hey, we love you, Prairieville.
Yeah, but like, chill out. Or Denham Springs, like you're like living in New York City or something. Yeah, Shreveport's got an LSU hospital there, bud.
Jeff G wants to know, Jake, what year did West Monroe recruit you?
2000 and.
What does the West Monroe recruiting pitch under Don Shows look like?
2002. This is a true story. We're on the Superdome carpet, like taking team pictures, about to play West Monroe. I guess it would have been 2002 in a state championship game. He found out my mom was a nurse and said, hey, you know there's nursing jobs in West Monroe for your senior year.
Hell yeah.
If you want to come over and really run the football.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was him and the Ruston head coach sitting there together, and I was like, is this real?
Did you, so you didn't take the deal?
No. I ain't trying to play in the option offense.
Okay, hold on, Chad. Everybody relax. Now everybody's throwing a lot of stones at each other. We love Denham. We love Purville. We love Shreveport, okay? The only person we don't like here is Todd Garvin. We can't let him sow any dissension amongst the ranks.
The entire point on throwing those out there is like he was living in a big city.
No, yeah. No, I get it. No, I get it. I know. I'm just saying we've devolved into we're all taking shots. Yodak, those West Monroe kids is soft. Okay, dude. Sure. So, because everywhere else, kids would be hollering. Get out of here. Okay, what do you got? Big number.
There is a write-up on ESPN right now by Sept Wickersham. It's a feature story about Sean Payton, and in it, Sean Payton talks about the new dynamic with Russell Wilson since he took over the Broncos job, right? And according to the story, he told Wilson that to salvage his career, he needs to focus less on Russell Inc. Quote from Sean Payton's story, will you effing stop kissing all the babies? You're not running for public office. Big deal, no big deal.
I'm saying no big deal because it's just a continuation of a story that we've been hearing about all summer long, but it is a funny quote.
Yes.
It is a funny quote because we all kind of knew that Russ was falling a little too in love with Russ last year, and Sean Payton now calling him out on it. But no big deal. I just want to see if Russ is going to be good or not.
He needs to be called out.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would think Broncos fans and potentially players, just based on what we saw on camera last year, are probably pretty pleased about this.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, the accountability factor is probably infinitely higher under Sean Payton than it was last year. And Sean said as much there. Like, to me, it was way crazier when Sean went out there and, like, publicly had all those comments against, not LaFleur, what's his name?
Hackett.
Yeah, Hackett.
Nate Dogg.
Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah, it's going to be interesting with Russ. I could see him not be as explosive as he was with the Seahawks, but be a lot more efficient and made the Broncos' offense a lot better. We'll see, though. Some people think he's going to get benched in favor of Jarrett Stidham.
Do politicians still kiss babies?
I don't think so.
He probably feels like he can't do that
It's
anymore.
weird, yeah.
Probably should have never done that. Why are you kissing my child?
I'd be pretty hyped, dude. I mean, I don't know. Back in the day, you're like a poor farmer from Louisiana and Huey P's walking by. Like, I'd let him smack Bobby on the forehead.
Anybody out there got kissed as a baby by a famous politician?
I made out with Bill Clinton. 92. 3 years old. I'm just kidding. Relax. People are going to be like, oh, my God. I knew it. Epstein Island.
I was about to say. Island boy.
Oh, God. I unfollowed them.
Wait, you followed them at one
first place?
Yeah, because they were fascinating to me. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I couldn't help it. They were fascinating me. But they started making out with each other.
Oh.
And there are lines that even I can't cross. And it made me so deeply uncomfortable. Big deal, no big deal. Tyler,
Yeah, changing topics very quickly. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee the other day. They're going to put him through a morning workout this morning. Status for Thursday night up in the air. He's actually listed as doubtful right now. Look, this is a much improved Detroit Lions team. Big deal or no big deal if Travis Kelce can't go?
Massive deal, right? I mean, again, I still think Pat Mahomes, maybe I'm being dumb because last year he said the same thing with Tyreek, but like Kelce and him have a connection that is just unparalleled. And so it's not just Kelce, though. The combination of Kelce and Chris Jones being out would be enough where I'm like, okay, I think the Lions might win this thing.
I mean, I didn't hate the Lions even if Travis Kelce played in this game. I think it's a real opportunity for them to go out there and to kind of show, like to Mario's point, like last year, the way they finished last year, can they bring it to this year? Because they went out, they made some moves, they were aggressive in the draft, they were aggressive in free agency.
Yeah.
Is it enough? And so, yeah, it's a massive deal if Travis Kelce doesn't play in this game. I think it tilts it to a Lions' favor.
What's the word on – okay, that's what I was going to ask. What's the word on Jahmyr Gibbs? Like, has there been any buzz out of camp?
Oh, yeah. Look, this guy's going to catch a lot of passes. Okay. I mean, they got the two running back system.
You made me nervous a little bit. I'm like, wait, did he get hurt?
I was like,
no. I just feel like, everybody's like hyping up Bijan Robinson and everything, and I just haven't heard much about
I love Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay.
No, they're running that two running back system with him and David Montgomery. Yeah. But, I mean, the word is Jahmyr Gibbs is going to line up in the slot a lot of times, and they're going to be on the field at the same time. I mean, he's a guy, he's going to catch a lot of passes. He's going to be a problem.
When they drafted him, they said as much. It's like, yeah, he'll play running back, but he'll be on the field with other running backs and be in the slot. So that's always been the plan for them.
I'm excited, man. NFL back tonight. Ooh, Coors Light on deck, steaks on deck. Your boy's about to be living tonight.
For what it's worth, I say no big deal. Mahomes had the whole offseason to prepare for this game. Even if Kelce can't go, Sky Moore, Tony, somebody's going to put up numbers, and I think the Chiefs roll.
You know what the only big deal is that the Kelce podcast is better than anything we'll ever do here. New Heights.
It's great.
I mean, all the clips of them and Edelman, it's just – I hate when people do stuff that you just know you can never attain. And that's them. So, congrats, guys. We'll get back. Munchies, Chef Michael Johnson, get your questions in the chat.
OTB, OT.
Hey, now, you're an Ulster rip, man. Rest in peace. That's right.
For sure.
But not rest in peace to Ulster, to Baton Rouge. Because they're still there, and they're awesome, So, you need to get a new vehicle, used vehicle, rent for the weekend, test some things out, see the deals that they got. You're a recent graduate. You want to take advantage of the deals. You're a military veteran. You want to take advantage of the deals. They got them for you. Ulster Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Spell it all out right there on the website. It's a great place to start. Or just go see them off of Airline Highway today. Get your next Toyota. Check out the new Tundra, man. That thing is a monster. Ulster Toyota Baton Rouge.
It is. And they've got a lot of vehicles that you'll be impressed with. And you can make it your own. You can customize it however you want it. And we always tell you, yes, you can add all the features that you want. But if there's a feature on there that you're like, I would never use that, you can take that feature off. And so you customize it to however you want it to be in the final product there. You can do it on the homepage, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Ryan Clark, Hugh Jackson, Michael Lombardi, Fantasy Blitz. We're loaded. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Do you feel the buzz?
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Right now, it's time for Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Good, fellas.
Yeah, we're doing well as well. Glad to have another week of football starting up tonight. Let's go ahead and dive in. Hashtag Munchies. I got to tell y'all, my friend made some smoked bacon-wrapped pickles this weekend. I was floored. I ate like 18. Chef, you ever had smoked pickles?
No, but man, I do love pickles, and I'd give it a run for sure.
Seems like a little salt on salt. Do you need to break that up with anything?
Yeah, I think the vinegar will help that, but like I for some reason I'm thinking stuff it with something, like a cream cheese. Yeah, like something or Borson cheese, something like that.
Damn, that sounds so good, bro.
Hashtag Munchies. What is the most lavish or best fine dining meal you've ever had?
That's a good one. There's probably a couple that come to mind. When I was married, I went down to Commander's Palace for my anniversary once, and Chef Torrey was there. And at the time, I was working at the culinary school over here, and it was after the hurricane, and so I was sending a bunch of our athletes to Commanders to work, trying to rebuild them.
Yeah.
And so I went down there, and they put us up in the big window.
Oh, I've been up there before, bro. That is insane.
We did 10 courses a meal.
What?
10 courses a meal with a little taster glass of wine with each one. And, I mean, it was easily an $800 meal, and the GM came out and was like, listen, we're discounting this for you for all the help that you've given us. And I was like, man, you can't do that. And so instead of paying for the meal, I left a huge tip to the staff, and left a huge tip on the wait staff.
Yeah.
I mean, we walked out of there wobbling. It was an exceptional meal.
It sounds exceptional. Yeah, you're talking about like window room where it feels like you're almost in the jungle. You're like overlooking the trees. Yeah.
So here's something really cool about that. So we were running late, driving from Baton Rouge to New Orleans, hit really bad traffic. I called ahead and I was like, listen, we're not going to make our 8 or 7 o'clock reservation. And they said, no problem. Just get here when you get here. And we got there like 45 minutes late. And when we walked up to the door, this lady comes up to me and says, Mr. Johnson? I said, how the heck did you know I was Mr. Johnson? She said, you look like you've been sitting in traffic. They take us to the bar, and they have a glass of wine. Like, they have my glass of wine ready there. I've never even been there to the place, and Steve remembered that I liked this particular wine, and he had my wine poured for me at the bar.
Damn, so that's how Commanders made it, I guess. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. Have you ever started a wildfire from grilling?
I've not a wildfire. I've had some pretty outlandish fires a handful of times.
Really? Like in the kitchen?
Yeah, to the point where I got a little nervous. The one thing you don't do when you have a fire is lose your cool.
True.
I was working on a piece of equipment one day, and the knob fell off of this gas valve, and I mean, it started blowing gas right in my face, and within 3 seconds, it flamed, and I mean, it was shooting a 3-foot flame straight towards my face.
What?
And the only thing you can do at that point is hit the emergency gas shutoff, because it's only a matter of time before that flame backs up into the gas valve, and things get really things get real hairy.
Okay, so there is is there an e-brake for the entire kitchen's gas, or are there multiple little? Okay.
Well, there's several. So for each set of kitchen, we have one in the front on the front line, and then we have 2 in the back, because there's 2 sides to it, right? So that they're both labeled. Whoops, wrong one.
Hashtag Munchies. How do I get my pizza dough to stop sticking to my pizza stone? Thanks, you know this.
I like to use cornmeal, and probably a little bit more flour in your dough if it's sticking super bad. If it's wet and shiny, you probably need to do that. I also like to oil my dough a little bit. If you have wax paper, you can put it on wax paper and put it on the stone and get it started that way, and then pull the wax off once it's started to cook, and then put it back in.
Isn't cornmeal almost like the little ball bearings down there? Just kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Rolling around.
Chef, what's your favorite thing? So we just had ravioli the other night, and we had a couple of different ones. We had a spinach, we had a 4-cheese one. What's your favorite kind of ravioli? Like something like inside of it, like stuffing for ravioli.
I think just as you're talking about it, like ground lamb, something. I really like ground lamb and mint and I don't know. Just thinking about it, and a nice, red sauce with maybe just a touch of cream in it. I like that kind of vodka style sauce. That you have a red sauce and finish it with just a touch of cream. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. What's the pregame meal Saturday?
Same meal as it
Oh,
always is. Yeah. So the difference is it's home. It's a home meal. We have our home hotel taking care of it. The chef over there is actually a guy. I shouldn't say a kid that I trained in culinary school. So really good relationship with them. But they've been doing it for a year now, so they know the routine, and they treat the guys really well.
Hashtag Munchies. Our guy Avo, who has culinary experience himself. I got my limited doves on Saturday and made dove bombs with him. How else would you prepare dove?
I think I take dove just about any different way, like you would duck. You know what I mean? I typically treat dove similar to duck. I take those little suckers and deep fry them.
Doesn't milk come into play at some point or something? I feel like we've talked about duck before.
Well, if you don't like that gamey flavor, milk has an enzyme in it that will pull some of that the blood out or that liquid out and kind of pull some of the game off of it for sure. And I like stuffed doves as well. You can eat them.
What's a dove bomb? Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah,
I know that's definitely some Cajun stuff. I'm assuming it probably has stuffed with jalapenos and cream cheese or something of that nature. Bacon wrap or something like that.
There's too much talk of.
Is dove something that's
cream
like
cheese and bacon.
in other parts of the country? Is that something that is common?
I mean, down here it is. Dove season starts, I think, the 1st of September or something.
Right.
Somewhere
That's what I'm asking. Like,
yeah.
where the other places you've been in Seattle, like, is that something that is
Not in
common?
Seattle, Midwest. I mean,
Okay.
where there's cornfields and lots of grain.
Yeah.
The dove take heavy to the grain for sure.
Hashtag Munchies. I have about 10 pounds of guava paste. What are some things I can make besides traditional Cuban pastelitos?
I mean, guava has an enzyme in it. You can marinate meat in guava, and then it'll tenderize the meat depending on what kind you're using. Guava's
What
sweet
is
and
guava?
fruity. It's a fruit.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you could take it and make a damn good smoothie out of it if you wanted to, or put it into a salsa and kind of make the base of the salsa out of the guava and put not guacamole but chunky tomatoes and onions and stuff like that and kind of a fruity, sweet, spicy version of it go well over fish or chicken.
Carly's talking about dipping those pickles from earlier into ranch. Ooh, I'm into that too.
What's your that ranch is versatile. Like, you can go to like 5 places and the ranch is going to be different.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's true.
and like, you can have a great ranch, you can have a bad ranch. Like, what's the secret there?
Well, some ranches have sour cream in them, and that's going to be like your chip dip. And then some ranches have a lot of mayonnaise in them. That's going to be more like your chicken wing dip. I kind of like a healthy little mix of both. I like the bite of sour cream in it. Not too much, though, because I don't like the thick body of it. I like it to pour. And we actually make our own ranch here and take dehydrated vegetables, onions, black garlic, carrot, dehydrated versions of those, and put it into the ranch mix. And we make it with low-fat Greek yogurt, so it's healthy.
What exactly is black garlic, chef? When I'm getting ramen, I get black garlic tonkatsu.
Yeah,
but I don't
it's
know
actually
what black
fermented
garlic means. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference
there? Has a little bit of
there?
a bite to it.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you just leave it out? How do you ferment garlic?
I'm not too terribly familiar with the process. I always buy it fermented. Yeah, it's just easier that way. I've never fermented it myself, but there's probiotics involved in it and whatever. There's like usually a mother or something of that nature that's involved with the fermentation of it. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. I had some pretty awesome crawfish mac and cheese last week, and I'm looking to recreate. What are some things to look out for when making this?
Overcooking your crawfish. Like I like to put my crawfish in very, very last so that you're not overcooking them. I don't like to cook the liquid out of the crawfish. Sometimes it'll cook it. Sometimes it tastes a little, muddy. Another thing we do a lot here is change the noodles up. We do mac and cheese 10 different ways with spaghetti and penne and like bow ties, just to kind of keep it lively and different. Putting different types of peppers and chilies and seasonal vegetables in there, kind of make the color pop a little bit and brighten the flavor of it. As if it's too cheesy, it just sits on your palate heavy. So anything in there, maybe even squeeze a little lemon juice in it to finish, because it'll cut through that fattiness of the cheese.
Chef Michael Johnson, every single Thursday, second segment, third hour, the legend. Chef, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Take care, man. You have a good one. Man, I really want those pickles, dude.
I think today.
I don't even like pickles like that. I like them a lot more now. I used to not like them at all growing up. I've come around to them big time.
Today, the thing, and we always take like one thing, like the lamb ravioli. That's the one I need to try.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go with the pickles like Carly was talking about. But I'm in a tailgate food mood. And Brian, I know you love munchies, and I didn't ask your question about the sweet red sauce, but Chef is not a sweet red sauce.
No, I am.
We've talked. Yeah, I am too. But we've talked about it multiple times on the show before. He is a more traditional red sauce sort of guy. Hey, I want to remind y'all to do some gambling this weekend. That sounds weird. If you want to gamble, go to DraftKings Sportsbook app. Okay, download it today. Promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. Promo code Baton Rouge. You can actually also use promo code TBOB, TBOB now, as well. But use that promo code. And that's right, it's from Zaps.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, what?
It has nothing to do with
got cut out of the promo code?
No, I'm kidding. No, but Aaron did. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, download today, promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. If you're just signing up, you bet $5 on any NFL bet this weekend, celebrating the return of the NFL, and you get $200 in bonus bets instantly, y'all, right away. Also, new DraftKings Sportsbook here in town at the Queen, if you want to go check that out. So, what are you waiting for at DraftKings Sportsbook app? You playing anything tonight, Jake, on this game? Have you looked like what's a $5 bet that you could that you would tell people maybe might be worth their time?
Well, I would just say like same game parlay. I would watch out to see for Travis Kelce, like what his status is going to be. And then if he's out for this game, like you have some other receiving options for Kansas City that might have low totals as far as yards in this game, maybe a touchdown score, anytime touchdown score in this game, because like, if you're going to be without Kelce, like other guys got to step up. So it's certainly something to pay attention to.
Yeah, man. So football's back, and everyone at DraftKings is very excited. Promo code Baton Rouge, all one word, promo code Baton Rouge, $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility, deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem code 100-GAMBLER 100-426-2537. More to be named.
OTB OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play. Looking for that summer shade. Time to slip away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
This Sunday, as we bring you 3 NFL Week 1 matchups, we'll kick things off with the noon kickoff, the 49ers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then immediately following that game, we'll bring you the Philadelphia Eagles at the New England Patriots. And then your nightcap, the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants here on 104.5 ESPN.
Congratulations to Doug Gunther. Doug is our Week 1 winner in the 2023 Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em Contest. He wins a Twin Peaks gift card. Don't forget to make your picks for Week 2 by noon today. Play the 2023 Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Yeah, we're back. Welcome back in. Off the bench on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
What's going on?
Could you do a whole show like that, like Casey Kasem style?
Yeah,
not that you want to, but
no,
could you do it?
Yeah, but it's definitely more suited to a music show, right? Because
it's short,
like
little,
doing like a 10-minute segment, like this would just be a little much for everybody listening.
Like once we get back to the spring, like I'm gonna ask you to do that for him because I got faith in you.
Those are some creamy white thighs, and here are the white stripes with your latest.
There you go. There you
go. Welcome back to OTB. Taylor, it's that time. It's time for the new weekly segment that I did not tell Taylor about, and it is Taylor's Fantasy Takes. Taylor, go. Biggest fantasy take of the weekend.
Wow.
Don't start Cooper Kupp, T-Bob. No, you drafted him early in your fantasy draft. You got
drafted
him in the
second
first
round, baby. I mean,
but
essentially first, because I was last in the state draft.
If you pulled a move like I did, not to toot my own horn, and drafted Tyler Higbee, he's going to be a sleeper at the tight end spot because who's going to catch passes for the Rams? Is it going to be Van Jefferson? Van Jefferson's been pretty inconsistent in his NFL career so far. I think Tyler Higbee going to be wide receiver 1 in that offense. So start Tyler Higbee week 1 at tight end.
Okay, there you go. Taylor's Fantasy Takes. Successful debut of the segment. You have any more takes?
Start Jahmyr Gibbs. We were just talking about him earlier. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to catch a lot of passes, especially in a PPR league. David Montgomery is going to be between the tackles, the short yardage runner. But they're going to use Jahmyr Gibbs like Carolina should have used Christian McCaffrey. He's going to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield.
Ooh, a PPR league. That's a big deal.
PPR. PPR.
I face off against Taylor, so noted.
I have Jahmyr Gibbs, yes.
Me and Taylor. Bottom of the barrel here, baby. 9 and 10 on the draft projections.
Don't buy into the rankings, Steve.
Don't buy into the rankings. I agree.
What does your guy Robert Saleh say?
If you don't have haters, you ain't popping.
That's right.
Bottom line.
He did say that.
Shout out Dion. Man, I really hope the Taylor's Take segment is going to last a little longer because I have nothing else.
We don't care about fantasy, but like I have players tonight. Like I want some action tonight.
Yeah.
Like I want a reason. Like I'm going to watch it because it's the first game of the year, but it's always a little bit more fun. Like if you're doing daily fantasy, whatever fantasy,
So I was gonna
just
say,
to have some action in it.
That's where, and I'm not just trying to be like I do commercials for these guys on national or on multiple fronts now, which technically I do, but that is where something like the daily fantasy becomes fun because. And same game parlays and stuff because, again, it gives you stakes. Like, my wife will not watch football until I introduced her to gambling last year.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she wins like 2 bets, and she's like, why didn't we bet more? I'm like, well, get out of here. You're toxic. That's bad. No, we didn't bet more because we're going to lose right after we win. And,
well, if you want to just go Thursday night as a whole, like, I think we're kind of underestimating the Travis Kelce possible missing this game because, yes, he's a great tight end, but passing game kind of centers around Travis Kelce. One, who's going to start at tight end? Two, if you start him at tight end, they're obviously not going to be the focal point of the offense. So then you're going to have to change your entire scheme for this game. Who's going to be the number one target? I think it's going to be Sky Moore, but that changes what you're going to do with that tight end spot. Are you still going to line them up out wide like you do Travis Kelce, or are they going to be the traditional inline blocker? I think that's a big storyline going into this game.
There you go. Taylor's Fantasy Takes every single week. Sponsored by
your company?
Yeah, there you go, potentially. All right, coming up next, close out OTB here on this Thursday.
OTB, OT.
K to Z windows, baby. Easy as K to Z for all of your window coverings. So what are you waiting for? You go to KTZ
All your window covering needs to place there.
Yeah, all your window covering needs. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And you know what else plays? The prices, the service, the experience, the customizability, of which Jake is about to learn firsthand here. So any of your window needs, your window covering needs, you want to go to k2zblinds.com, K2Z, and it's K-T-O-Z blinds.com.
Hey, get that consultation like set up. Like if you got an idea of what you want and where you want it, like have them come out. I'm just telling you, go ahead and get on the books right now. 225-791-1220. That is the number to get that set up today. They can come out, look at your space, tell you what they can do for your space. I've got them coming out this Wednesday, and I cannot be more excited. Can't wait to see what that outdoor space is going to look like. K2zblinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's a luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. all of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of Front to Back Boat Service.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always.
Charles Handgriff, join us from the brand new Town Square Pizza for Thursday's edition of Live at Lunch. Dwayne Colucci is with us. Matt Humans and Paul Nolan makes his return to the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It's time to little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Life is here. It's such a blue moon, light sky, citrus.
Hey, T-Bob, you know what everyone should do?
What's
right
that?
now, a little shameless self-promotion here. You should go to the Senior Bowl's Twitter account, and they've got a situation where you can vote on the 75th anniversary all Senior Bowl team, whatever 75th anniversary team. Hey, there's a lot of LSU flavor on that. Kevin Falk, Kevin Mawai, Donnie Jones,
Bag of Bones.
Booger McFarland,
Boog.
Kyle Williams, Jacob Hester. Fullback. Just go to fullback. Go to fullback. There's a guy play for LSU. Just go ahead and vote.
Go
for
vote
that
for
guy.
Jake. Go vote for Jake to be on the 75th Senior Bowl anniversary team. Go now. Where do they go?
Senior Bowl's Twitter
Go
account.
to Senior Bowl's Twitter.
Yeah.
Random stupid thought. It would be funny if they got a bunch of college football players over the age of 70 and then made that the Senior Bowl for 1 year.
Okay, I can feel that. I can give
Like they actually play?
Yes.
Because if they
play a football game.
If they actually played, I would watch it. 100%.
Flag.
Ask the bench, T-Bob, have you been playing Starfield? I have not. I've heard enough interesting things where, like, I'm intrigued by it, but the little gaming time that I'm getting into nowadays is all committed to Baldur's Gate. So, Baldur's Gate's awesome.
Okay.
Ask the bench, favorite wing place and flavor? Shout out Empire Wangs. Give me that double dipped OG.
I'm going to co-sign T-Bob. He knows that.
Ask the bench. The only thing I wish they had, though, whatever. Ask the bench, favorite NFL uniform?
Chargers.
I told you. The Minnesota Gophers.
NFL?
Yeah, it's better than anything in the NFL.
I've always liked the 49ers gold, white, gold.
Okay.
So
I like the
white
49ers
jersey.
if they go 75th anniversary jerseys that have the shadow on the numbers.
It's a good one as well. Yeah, I like the gold, white, gold 49ers.
I don't know that anything's really jumping out at me. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Favorite food to grill?
You grill.
I think
you grill.
I think the tastiest thing I can grill is getting a really good ribeye, like a good cut of meat, and then doing a little reverse sear in it. Smoking it up to about 115, 110, and then dropping it in a burning hot skillet full of either beef tallow or pork fat. A little sear each side. That's what I'm back to eating tonight. Can't wait. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Have you watched Ahsoka yet? Yes, Ahsoka, the new Star Wars show. I don't talk about it a lot online because, like, it just evolves into annoying negative culture war discussion that I don't care about. It's awesome. This last episode was incredible. Dave Filoni, take a bow. I am absolutely in love with it. And somebody's asked about doing a pod. I wish I could. I don't know if I have the time, unfortunately, right now to do an Ahsoka pod or the technology.
You know what today is I believe, 12th anniversary of?
Yeah.
Maybe 13th. Coastal Carolina's coach talking about, I want some dogs.
Yep.
You know, cats meowing. Looking at my bands look good. I'm in the mirror. Does my clothes fit? What? Now I want some dogs.
Dogs.
That's 12 years ago today. Shout out.
Oh, and I'll say this about Ahsoka. They're releasing it at 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. And it's made me realize all over again, like, I hate binging. And I hate when, like, they used to release it and be like, you'd watch it at midnight. No, like, a primetime release makes sense. That's why I was there forever. It's the best way to do it. Love y'all.
I said the same thing before the show.
I agree.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great day.
Hey, we'll see you tomorrow.
For a Ball Friday.
We don't see you around here. See you around here.
OTB. OT.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.